Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning,
I
top of the
tell
morning.
you what, Pat would have walked in the room doing all of this, and I would have threw a cup at him. On God, I would have. I would have
Hey man,
straight took
it's
this
the
cup
morning
and threw it
show,
dead
dog.
at your head.
Hey, listen, this is the morning show. You got to come with that high energy, my boy. You can't come sleep in here. Your kid woke up 10 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I woke up an hour ago, but I
He
was like, I
slept
can't
in there.
believe. I looked at the ceiling. I was like, I told this dude I was going to be on this live at 6 o'clock. I was, I don't know who told. I was like,
Hey,
why
good.
did I lie to myself like
Oh man.
that?
Hey, 5 days a week, my boy. You'll get used to it eventually.
5 days a week. I said I was going to be up 5 days a week to do this morning
Oh
show.
man. Good morning,
God
world.
dag.
What's going on with you? As always, it's your boy Pat the Designer, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P.kidd in the building. Oh, yo, Mr. P.kidd in the building, man. Um, this is the morning show that we said we wanted to do, man. We're coming in here. We got 3 hours with you this morning. 3 hours to break down so much stuff and just kind of get into a lot of different topics coming in, especially for those people coming in on the morning drive, man. I know that it's early. Trust me, I've been there. That blue collar life is not fun when you're driving into work this early, but at least you got your boy to break down a little bit of sports with you, talk a little bit with you. You know what I'm saying? That's how we want to do, man. That's why we want to do. And I think that we're gonna bring in a different audience with this as well. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the whole point of it. Me and Kid have been Kid been ready to do this for about 2 years now. But me, hey,
Only
listen,
been on the show a year and some
you know
change,
what
but
I mean?
2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Been ready since I was born on this one.
Since you were born, dog. But to me, I look at this as a this is a new opportunity, man. A new opportunity to add something to the breeze, man. Add something to the people, add value to people's lives, especially early in the morning, man. So it's gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be a lot of good content. Just breaking down them national topics, getting into a lot of that different sports talk. I mean, kid, what you expect coming into this, dog? What do you think we're gonna have coming into this here? How you think this gonna work out for us?
Worked out great, man. Just the ability to talk on a different speed, man. So many things have happened that we didn't necessarily talk on because we were
Yeah,
doing the Chicago, dedicated show. Steph breaking a record. You
yeah,
get that. Talking about the type of season KD is having, which is phenomenal. Talking about all the different, storylines of the Lakers and what's going on over there, right? Carl Anthony Towns having a season right now, having a better season than AD, and no one saying nothing about it. Stuff like that we get to bring to the breeze. If I always wanted to do it, we get to do it now. And let's just roll into it.
let's roll into it, man. Let's get it going. First off, because we're gonna have some new people in here, man. Who are we? that's the one thing. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know, man, I'm Pat the Designer. Started the Windy City Breeze. This is what we do. We talk these sports. We run our mouth, and we find a good way to do it. Shout out to all the people that's pulling up in here early, man. I love my pop. She's like, "Dad is here for you. Love you too, pop." That's big
That's
love.
what's
I
up.
appreciate that. But nah, man, like we I've been my favorite story ever is just talking, had some people in the industry hit me up. It was just like, how'd you get started talking sports, man? Where are you classically trained from? And it's like arguing with my dad for like hours about why Wilt Chamberlain might not be the best player of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Classically trained to talk Chicago sports.
oh dog, listen, they be coming, they want to know where the what school did you go to? Where were you Juilliard trained for this radio job? And it's like, nah, dog, I just sat down in front of a mic and y'all thought I was mad entertaining.
Man, that's the power of YouTube, bro.
Hey, that's the power of
Power of
YouTube, dog.
YouTube.
And Muzz don't even know it yet. Muzz don't even know how strong it can be. But
Facts.
nah, I mean, we've been doing this for a while on the Chicago sports tip, like Kid was saying, and now we get to do it on the national tip. So I love it, dog. Let's start it off for real though. Because to me, the biggest topic of the weekend is again, and listen, I got to do it because he's a YouTuber. I've got
Oh,
to do it because he's a YouTuber.
oh my
The
God.
biggest topic of the weekend coming in here is Jake Paul again knocking out another non-boxer.
Dude, I
Is it good for boxing? Is it good for boxing? Let us know in the chat as well, man. Shout out to Robert Schwartz, just pulled up on us, man. Is it good for boxing? Is this something that boxing wants to see? You know what I'm saying? Like to me, I fall back on the guys because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not somebody that grew up just like studying boxing, watching boxing a lot. Of course, you see the greats, you see the highlights of a Tyson fight, the highlights of an Ali fight, but like I was never a boxing fan per se, mostly because it was like, fam, I'm not finna sit here and watch a bunch of dudes I don't want to see fight for 4 hours before the fight starts at 2 o'clock in the morning. So like I woke up the next morning and Muzz was like, Jake Paul knocked out Tyron Woodley. And I was like, all right. Didn't he do that before? Why are we surprised by this at this point?
As someone who actually does have somewhat of an appreciation for the sport, I'm not going to make it seem like I'm like all gun ho about it. I hate the fact that you go on Twitter right now and there are people who've never seen boxing saying he has to be one of the best boxers or best that he has to be one of the best
We
amateur
following very
boxers we've
different
ever
people.
seen.
We
And
following
I'm
very
like,
different people, dog.
here's the thing though. Tyron Woodley is a trained fighter. He's a retired MMA fighter. He's a retired MMA champion.
Right.
The problem is his style wasn't traditionally boxing. And Jake Paul can box. I'm not going to say he
He can
can't.
box. No,
He
I
can box.
think at this point you've got to like I saw the highlight of the knockout clean.
He's a clean hit.
Clean shot. Really a shot that like it was the first punch he's ever thrown to me that I said he could have got a boxer with that.
Yeah.
Like that's how good. Like it was a good punch.
No.
And he's got well. This is the thing, right?
Woodley dropped his guard
at that point in the what round was it? It was 9th or 10th. You know what I'm saying? At that point in the fight, you're talking about hand coming down, right hand up, left hand down. Maybe a regular boxer gets tired, swing on him, and he's down. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like I can see that punch happening in a real fight because I've seen that punch happen. The knockout of Nate Robinson, the knockout of well, he got Woodley twice, and then who else was it? It was like an ESPN dude or something like that. Like the knockout of them guys to me is like, yeah, you beat up a dude that can't box.
He beat Ben Askren. I think I said that right. Another MMA fighter, or MMA fighter who I think threw it because he can actually fight too. Tyron is over the hill. I don't want to say over the hill. He's 39.
He's not a boxer.
He's not a boxer.
He's not a boxer.
You take Jake Paul and you put him against Tank, someone his age, Javante, someone his age. No, it's not. It's going to look totally different. It's going to look like totally different sport.
Well,
right?
But here's the thing, right? The question is more so: is it good for boxing? Is it good
for his pockets?
To me, I fall back on what Mike Tyson said about it. He broke it down as y'all got to understand, for all you boxing purists, for all the people that love boxing, for all the people that are saying this isn't boxing, it's not real, blah blah. But nobody watching boxing.
That's true.
Floyd Mayweather was selling out events, but that don't, and he was selling out pay-per-views and stuff like that. But most people were watching it the day after, or they were finding a way to stream it illegally, or they were finding a way, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And to me, like I'm looking at, yes, he's not fighting boxers. Yes, he's not continuously showing you that he's the best, even though he's saying he's the best, even though he's calling out guys. Because who's he called? Who'd he just call out? Like the dude that's like the champion for his weight class right now or something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
no, you don't call out that guy.
But here's the thing. What he's doing is he's bucking the trend. What he's doing is what everybody in our generation does. Because the generation before, what do? You fight through a bunch. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. For all the boxing purists, what did the guys do that had to fight Ali and Tyson? You had to fight your way up the ranks. Jake Paul's doing it, but he's just got a bigger platform than all of the boxers do. He's technically fighting dudes that he would probably be fighting in his first 5 fights professionally anyway. You're normally not fighting great guys in your first 5 fights. Jake Paul just has the power to set it up so that he looks better in his first 5 fights.
Jake Paul. Are you saying that he's doing? That's almost like the argument that he's doing what Mayweather did, and which is completely inaccurate because Mayweather fought some really big names his first, I would say 15 fights.
Yeah, but probably not his first professional fights of his life.
I mean, he was an Olympic boxer.
He
He
was
fought,
he was an
real
Olympic boxer,
boxers.
but I'm assuming that he had professional fights before all of that. Like Floyd's probably been boxing since he was a shorty.
He
Like
has been.
they might not be professional as far as I'm gonna get or like it counts on your what is it? Whatever the boxing, whatever the record is for that. But there's still fights where at the level he was at, they were professional. The problem that people have with it is Jake Paul is getting the bag off of it. Jake Paul is clearing money that that Floyd Mayweather was clearing when he was fighting big fights.
What did he clear?
Jake
What
Paul,
did Jake clear?
I don't know. Let's look at the purse on the last fight here. It wasn't small. It's millions.
I mean,
You know what I'm
realistically,
saying?
it's millions because everyone wants to see him get knocked out, and he put up millions to
Uh-huh.
lead to this big production. But outside of that, I don't know too many people that actually watched it. I know a lot of people that was just waiting on Twitter to just like see what happened.
Oh no, I saw Muggs actually like tuning in, like talking about going round for round, breaking down the rounds. And it's like, dog, are y'all really breaking down rounds between a young boxer and a new boxer? Are you breaking down the rounds between two new boxers? But I feel like the attention it's getting is what's killing people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God, I can't believe that Jake Paul is getting this attention. Dennis comments in the chat. And good morning, everybody in the chat, man. We're going to be reading some of the comments from there as well. Dennis comments from the chat. Most guys have 100 to 200 amateur fights, go to the Olympics, and then turn pro, for example. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So 100 to 200 amateur fights, these are amateur fights. They're just coming with a huge bag. You know what I'm saying? Like these really are amateur fights, but they're getting so much hype that it's irritating the boxing purists. And like I said, with Mike Tyson told you, he said, listen, there's never been more attention on the sport than right now. And I don't care if a YouTuber brings that. You should be excited that people are paying attention to the sport.
But they gotta pay attention to the sport for the right reasons. Are they paying attention to the sport because they want to see, these fighters do well? Like Jake Paul's whole thing is about getting these fighters paid, which, Tyron Woodley would say, this is the biggest payday he's gotten in his life for one fight, right? And if you really look at it, he's fighting UFC fighters or MMA fighters, older fighters who have never been paid. He's calling out Dana White. I get all of that.
Yeah.
But you want to put the right attention on the sport. When you make a mockery of the sport, let's be honest, are we really watching the sport because we want to watch the sport, or are we watching the sport because we want to see this one guy get knocked out?
What? That's every boxer.
But that's not.
People watch Floyd because Floyd ran his mouth and they couldn't stand him.
But Floyd was already Pretty Boy Floyd before he's Money Mayweather.
But people couldn't stand him. That's why they watched those fights. That's why they tuned in to see him fight old fighters that at that point we knew Floyd could beat. You know what I'm saying?
No, Floyd makes a really good point when he defends his record. And it's like, a lot of these people he fought when he was older in his career, and they were technically internet. Like when he fought Canelo.
Yeah.
Canelo was younger, true. He probably wasn't the guy he is now.
Yeah.
But he definitely had him by several years.
I don't take anything away from Floyd's record, but what I'm saying is people watch because they wanted to see him get his butt knocked out, and Floyd wouldn't let him. That's how he made his money. That's literally it. People watched Muhammad Ali because at a certain point the racial tensions were there, and some black dude kept knocking out all of these young up and coming white dudes that were supposed to be the next thing that was going to take him out. You watch boxing
like a thin line between it, man. You know the line. You know the not. It's like the difference between Lance Stevenson talking trash versus LeBron talking trash. Like LeBron talking trash and everybody wanted to beat LeBron. You know the record's there. You know he can actually play. You know he can compete with the best of the best.
Yeah.
Versus a Lance Stevenson, you're like, okay, all right, professional maybe. No, definitely a professional. But like best of the best, definitely not. And
Yeah.
like the different levels of trash talk when it comes to that. So it's like the type of attention it brings to your sport. When if Jake Paul was to stop doing what he's doing right now, was it just a payday or did it help the sport? It's just a payday. Which I'm not mad at. Get your money.
If that's the case, then they all are. Because when Floyd stopped, there was no draw.
There were several draws when Floyd was fighting. Now, toward
When,
the end
when,
of his career,
when
his
Floyd was
last couple of
fighting,
fights, nah.
after Floyd stopped, there was no draw. I mean, right now, who's heavyweight champion?
It was heavyweight. Oh, it's Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury and Deontay is the best draw we got. And what do we say by the end of it?
Tyson Fury.
Yeah, Tyson Fury has learned how to box.
Anthony Joshua.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's like you want to see the sport move forward, but there's not that iconic name. There's not that guy where it's like, oh my God, this guy's an amazing boxer. So like at this point, any eyes you're gonna get on it, to me, is better. There is no Jake Paul right now is the best draw in boxing.
Nah.
Absolutely. Jake Paul right now is the best draw in boxing.
If Tank fought right now, I think he'd get a big draw.
He wouldn't. It depends on who he's fighting, because this is the thing. Tank absolutely has that name. He's on that up and coming level where he's killing us. But who's his biggest competition that he's gonna fight?
He got a lot of competition that he's ducking. The names kind of slipped me off top.
That's the problem.
The name slipped me off top.
Names can slip you. You know what I'm saying?
Its name slipped me only because
for the boxing purists, I'm sure they pull it up real quick. But for the average guy that just wants to sit down every now and then, like I'm the average Joe. I'm not a boxing purist at all. I loved watching Floyd because you see the technicalness of boxing. It's not just that I'm gonna go out there and beat the fool out of you in the face. There's actually a dance to it. There's actually a rhythm to it, and that to me was beautiful to see. But when I look at the draw, yeah, Tank's a great name. Who's he gonna fight?
It's no different than what Jake Paul's doing. You didn't know who Tyron Woodley was.
No, because I don't watch MMA.
Yeah. So it didn't matter. You wanted to see Jake Paul fight. So at this point, it's the same thing. You want to see Tank fight.
Yeah, but the
it doesn't matter who he goes against. You want him to go against a formidable opponent who's trying to knock him off his square.
I do.
That person doesn't matter.
Here's the thing: versus a real boxer, he'll lose. I fully think that. I don't think he'll get knocked out immediately like a lot of people say he would. But like I look at Kendall Gill's been calling him out. Me and Ringo were talking about it on Twitter. He'll never take that fight. Because Kendall Gill would go about it methodically. He'd use actual boxing techniques. He'd use his length, and he'd knock him out in 4 rounds. He's not going to make a show out of it.
Kendall Gill, basketball player?
Oh, yeah. Kendall Gill, a nice boxer, dog. Shaq said whatever purse Jake Paul would put up, he would match Jake Paul's purse because that's how confident he is that Kendall Gill will knock him out. He said, you bring however much money you want, and I'll match it.
You know, Shaq been working since ever. Shaq got like 10,000 commercials going on.
You know what I'm saying?
I see Shaq do the general. The man's doing lotion. The man's doing icy hot.
I love how Shaq was still playing, and he was like, "Nah, let me get them old man remedies to just get the commercials in early on them."
My man's getting to the bag.
Cornelius in the comments, man, he's breaking down. But what I'm saying is like I'm gonna give it to you. Cornelius seems like he's an actual boxing fan. He's a boxing purist, maybe. He gave us some names here: Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, Devin Hanley, Shakur Stevenson, Ryan Garcia. I know who Ryan Garcia is because of Instagram. I've never seen him box.
I'm sorry, dog. You got to step your boxing game up.
Not at all. I'm not a boxing fan. I'm not a boxing fan. But I'm gonna tell you this. That's the average person right now. That's the average person.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna argue. It's no argument. It's no real argument because it's like, hey, listen, he is He's bigger in name, not in skill or anything
Not in
like that.
skill. Not in
He's
skill.
bigger in
We're not
name
saying
only
in skill.
because he's bringing millions of an audience that he built up in an entirely different arena or
Yeah.
into this space.
Yeah.
On top of that, he is he's like a pioneer of YouTubers, or one of them,
Yeah.
basically, right? That whole family is, so it's always going to be a major draw. Like, I don't want us to get it confused. He's not big because he boxes. He got this big. He was
He's
this big before.
yeah.
Then he just so happened to say, well, let me do something different. For
Yeah.
him, this is just a different avenue of content creation, right?
Yes.
To be honest with you, that's
Yes.
all it is.
100%.
It's, how do I keep my name busting? Okay, let me do this, right? And I got the bag, throw it out there.
100%.
Like, did you really believe either one of them was going to fight Conor McGregor and win?
Um, you talking about Jake Paul?
They called out Conor. One of the Paul brothers called out Conor. Maybe it was Jake.
I
Do you
don't
honestly
know.
think he would win?
See, I don't know because Connor actually showed some boxing chops. Like the problem with Connor was like he was boxing technically well in the beginning, I guess you can say. But then like the fact like when he was fighting Floyd, it was like, oh yeah, but also he can't breathe anymore. because MMA don't go this long.
Hey,
these
after
rounds get long. Like it like if he trained for it consistently and now that he's actually done it, I could see Connor winning that fight, but I don't know if it would just like Jake. To me, we can say, I think we can say Jake's gotten better as a boxer.
oh yeah, no, I would like right now, as someone who's like actually thought of picking up just for the discipline and training, whatever.
Yeah,
Like, I wouldn't be able to beat him right now. I wouldn't. You don't play boxing.
I that's
You
out.
don't play boxing.
Anybody that's training as much as he's training for this, like he's training, like he's
Nah.
in the, like the ones that are just like I could knock Jake. Like it's like you're an idiot.
Now the
You
people who
can't
said
knock
that,
a regular dude that's training in boxing day in and day out. You can't knock somebody that's just going to the boxing gym to get a workout in out, unless he's just weak.
now the people who thought he was gonna beat Tommy, Tyson Fury's little brother,
Yeah.
you crazy. You crazy. You
That,
crazy.
and that's why. But see,
The
that's
heavyweight champ's brother. You really?
but see that's the thing that I want to ask to the chat and ask to the audience that's here, man. Because to me, the question is it a good thing for the sport? Is this a like and like Cornelius just said, he's taking the sport seriously. Is this a thing where we're just seeing him go through his amateur fights
No.
because he's that big guy?
He's not taking the sport seriously in my opinion.
I think he is.
You got to think about, he's been
He's
training
training and working
beforehand, and
out.
then he calls out people, and then it's like, all right, I've been training for, like, he's admittedly been training for well over like 2 years at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not going to step into a ring for someone who's been training seriously for well over 2 years, and I only had a couple of months, and I've never boxed before.
But I feel like
It's good
I
entertainment,
feel
like Ricky said, but it's not
that
good for the sport.
I feel like that happens, but we're seeing it now. Like somebody that's trained for 2 years, I feel like that happens in the amateur world. Like, yeah, you've been fighting for 2 years, but maybe you haven't beat nobody major, or maybe you haven't. Like, you might see somebody that's been boxing 2 months and say, go in there and fight with him and see what happens.
Nah, dog, that ain't how that works. That's not how that works. 2-3 months in, you barely get the fundamentals down. You barely get the fundamentals. Like, trust me, you barely get the fundamentals down. You want to
But
go.
he's coming in with dudes that have at least learned the fundamentals. Woodley knows the fundamentals of
No,
boxing. He might not know
Woodley
how to
knows
be a technically good boxer, but he does know the fundamentals of fighting.
no. Woodley is a trained MMA fighter,
Yes.
which means that for him to have lasted longer in these rounds, period. But he's limited in his ability because guess what? It's all up. It's all up. But there's no ground game. There's no grappling. He comes from that world. It's an entirely different fight. When you sit there and if I've been trained to sit there and do all these other techniques, and you say,
Yeah.
"Hey, just do this, just do this," no, that's counterintuitive. He's fighting the urge to knee him every time he sees him. Like,
But to me that means you like to me that's shortening or that's cutting short what Tyron Woodley is doing.
Tyron Woodley
That's cutting
is
short.
handicapped in all these fights. If Tyron Woodley was able to just fight Jake Paul, it wouldn't even be a fight.
No, facts. If he's able to MMA it, he would be a better fighter. But to me, that's saying that he's not putting in the work as a boxer to get technically trained. And I'm not gonna say that because we saw Jake Paul, as far as I saw from because I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't sit down and watch round by or watch it all the way through. I watched like the round by round breakdown. He bloodied him.
Oh yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna take away what Woodley did and say that, oh, it's not like he's fighting somebody that can fight on the other side. Say, yes, he's not a boxer. I agree with that. But to me, he's still fighting somebody that can fight. It's not like he's fighting like Nate Robinson is a fight I wouldn't count. Like to count that on his professional record is a joke. Nate Robinson took none of that serious.
Nate Robinson knocked himself out.
I think Nate came in thinking, oh, this is gonna be a regular, we going at it, we're doing this for the show. And that mug hit him and he was, I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Nate Robinson thought it was a bar fight with gloves.
Nate Robinson thought, oh, we just gonna go out there. We're just gonna what he said. What Dennis said? The blood was from an illegal elbow to the forehead. It wasn't a legit punch. Dang, I never mind. That point's dead.
Hey, listen.
Is that facts?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, but I tell you what, you see what happened.
Accidental, I was gonna say.
Hey, if that was true, do you see what happened with an accidental elbow? Imagine what if he did it on purpose.
Listen, but that's what I'm saying. Like to me, you're watching him go through amateur fights. You're watching him go through the reason people have a problem with it is because it's the biggest thing. Like that was the biggest thing from the weekend, that knockout.
No, the knockout was clean. Hey, listen,
knockout was clean.
A good knockout.
Hey, listen, that was one. It was ooh.
We caught him.
What Filet say? Pap.
Dog. When I saw it, I was like, everybody was like, "Oh, he threw him a signal." I was like, even if that's true, then listen, that's all. That's putting yourself in harm's way because he fell face first on that mat.
Gee, I'm not gonna lie to you. To me, the worst thing you can ever say, like I was looking at, I was like, man, imagine talking so much trash before a fight. Like I'm talking about you getting into somebody, you really trashing them, and then you just wake up and somebody like, bring the doctor. Like, no. You wake up just in a whole different position. And
I feel bad for laughing because I got so much respect for the sport, man. Like I got so much respect for the sport. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm sorry, but it is funny though. It is funny. It is funny. Anybody could get caught slipping. That's the one thing I would say. Anybody could get caught slipping. But I want the playing field to be even. I want the even playing field with it. That's all it is.
When do we get that? And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. The problem is, to me, none of the boxers respect Jake. Like the old heads that want to get back in there are kind of like, I'll go at you, I'll fight you. And Jake's avoiding them mugs. None of the boxers that are of his class, that are of his age, respect him. And so they're not going to fight him for the reason you said. You've been boxing 2 years. I've been boxing since I was 2 years old. I'm not finna get in the ring with you.
I don't think Jake is going to fight him. I think those people will fight him. Jake doesn't want to fight him.
You never even hear him acknowledge him, though. He's like the best. You know what I'm saying? You never hear the, like, whose weight class would he be in? That's also there. Is he's in Tank in them weight class?
Hold on, how heavy is he? What's his weight?
I believe he's
because even with the weight difference, I put him against Tank and wouldn't even be close.
Let me see. Jake Paul, weight and height. He is 191. And his height, he was 191 in that fight, and he's 6'1".
6'1", 191.
Yeah.
What would it be?
So whose weight class would he be in? Because I'm honest with y'all. Like, I'm not a boxing guy. And shout out to the chat, man. I see some P1s in the chat tuning in with us early. Ricky in the building, man. Jay Critz in the building. What's good, y'all? We appreciate y'all for tuning in with us, man. We got the morning show from 6 to 9 Monday through Friday. Make sure y'all tune into the Morning Breeze Monday through Friday. We're gonna be breaking this down.
It's a light heavyweight.
He's a light heavyweight.
Technically a cruiserweight,
So
because
so
cruiserweight is about 200. So
so where do
195 to
we?
200.
So he would have to go up. He would
No,
have
it's
to
light.
go up.
It's
He,
light heavyweight.
no, I'm saying he would have to go up to fight names that we probably knew,
Would he have to go down?
or down to get to what would that be? That's not what that's middleweight or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm
we
not
go
about dog.
we gonna help you, dog.
I'm telling
We
you,
gonna help
I'm
you,
not.
dog.
Here's the thing, though. I like coming in on this. I'm not gonna cap with y'all. We're gonna be on here Monday through Friday. I'm gonna be honest with you. Cruiserweight or light heavyweight. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a boxing fan. Like I love or I shouldn't say that. It's not that I'm not a boxing fan. I'm not a boxing savant. I'm a fan of the guys that do it the best. I can't tell you who the next up and coming dude is. Like I loved Floyd Mayweather because nobody ever touched him. It was crazy. I loved Mike Tyson because you could touch him and Mike would literally look you in the face while you punched him in the face right before he knocked you out.
I
Or
like
he would hit you
Mayweather
with
because
man, my favorite thing to see, I swear, was when Mike Tyson was fighting who did he have the comeback fight against? Was it Evander? He fight Evander again?
I mean he lost against Evander.
No, I'm saying when he did the old man fight. And Jake Paul, when Jake Paul
Oh,
fought.
no. It was God, I know his name too. Um
I can't think of who it was.
Was it Roy Jones Jr.? It's Roy
No.
Jones Jr.
Was it Roy Jones? It
It
was
was
Roy
Roy
Jones.
Jones.
It was Roy Jones. Fam, my favorite thing to see was when Roy Jones swung and Mike actually hit like the head bob that he always do and came and then he realized, oh wait, I can't knock this dude out and had to stop himself mid punch and just throw a left hand jab. That was my favorite thing to see because I was like, Mike still got it.
Yeah.
Mike could be dead 2 years. I'm not stepping in the ring with Mike Tyson. His
He could be
urn will
dead
put you
2
on the
years.
floor.
Hey, listen, I'm one of those guys. I was like, when I hear the name too much, I'm like, what is it to this person that makes them great? And
Mm-hmm.
then I sit there and watch it and
Mm-hmm.
watch it and watch it. And boy, Mayweather's defensively had to be one of the best people I've ever seen fight. I'll be honest with you. Very defensive fighter. People don't like that because it's almost like you running or you letting somebody come to you. We want that what we would consider heavyweight fights where they go at it. We want the Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, which is great. I mean, hey, listen, trained fighters, but you can clearly see when you have someone who actually knows how to walk that line, it sometimes ain't even close.
Yeah.
Sometimes it ain't even close. But hey, listen, man, we'll be on that hill forever because we are casual fans to that one, which is cool.
It,
I don't
no,
care
it's
about to be
cool
a
to hear. You
savant
know
of
what
it
I'm saying?
either.
But I feel like we have the best perspective of it because the purists are gonna know. You know what I'm saying? It's going like in a purist, like a basketball purist, like me and Ringo were having a debate. He was like, Jake Paul. I said Jake Paul is drawing these fights by himself, basically. And he was like, what do you mean? Like Nate Robinson, everybody knows who Nate Robinson is. And I'm like, not really. We know Nate Robinson because we're basketball fans. Like we focus, we watched him play his entire career. Everybody don't know who Nate Robinson is. Just because you're the slam dunk champion doesn't mean everybody knows who you are.
No, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
agree.
we know who Nate. So that I was saying like the draw, like I was saying him and Kendall Gill have an equal draw. But we're basketball fans. We watch games day in, day out. We can name mugs that like who's gonna give you a Dellavedova? You know what I'm saying? By the way, who got dunked on overseas? Did y'all see that?
Oh man, he got murdered.
Fam.
He got murdered.
They don't respect the NBA overseas at all. They said we don't care that you played here. Fam, he got destroyed overseas. Y'all go look that highlight up. But I think that we have the best feel of what is what makes it the biggest draw or what makes him, because we are casuals. Because like the only time we talk about boxing recently is probably this and Tyson Fury. How long ago did Tyson Fury win? I'll tell you, I was in the hospital with my daughter. That's at least 5 months ago.
Yeah.
So
Don't feel bad about that though, because I mean that the heavyweight, the major heavyweight draw was Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder.
No, I'm not saying, but I'm saying from the time that Tyson Fury fought, we haven't talked about boxing till this.
Oh, that's true.
Like nobody. Like I'm not saying just us. I'm saying nobody's talked about boxing till this.
Tank fought since then.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
A couple people has fought since then.
But it wasn't this publicized.
America has a fascination with the heavyweight division only because of the names that came before.
Yeah.
For some odd reason, outside of Mayweather, we really don't give a whole lot of attention to the other weights, which is upsetting to me because it's like it's some really good fighters in those lower weight classes. I mean, really good fighters that I really enjoy. But it is what it is, man. I say this. Yeah, Cornelius is on dead on with that one. Transitioning because we'll me and you will talk and hone in on a thought for like ever, right? And all of a sudden we done talked about Jake Paul for an hour. It's like I'm not finna give that guy this much airtime. I'm not finna give this guy that much airtime, dog. I'm not
that's
finna
why we
do
can
it.
do this show. No, I got to because I respect what he's doing.
I respect it from a content creation standpoint.
But what is he?
He's a content creator.
He's a content creator.
I give you that.
He's creating great content. By the way, if just the quick snippet, what Darren Williams did to Frank Gore was disrespectful.
Oh yeah.
ILINOIS.
Dog, I don't know. Hey, he fought him like he owed him money.
Fam, and it really turned into that's what I want to see, fam. I just stop putting these dudes in boxing, put them in MMA because when he pushed over Frank Gore and Frank Gore like fell out the ring and you just heard the ref just like, no, this is not the WWE. You can't do that. I was like, but you yelling just like it's WWE right now. I was dead, dog. Oh man, hey, listen, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us this far, man. If y'all are on the morning drive, man, we're doing this every day, Monday through Friday. I keep saying every day, like it's not 2 days on the weekend. We're doing this Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 every morning, man. We're gonna be with you guys. So we appreciate everybody who's tuning in thus far and rocking with us, man. Another big story over the weekend, probably one of the bigger stories over the weekend, is the very quick return and then dismissal of Kyrie Irving as he went into health and safety protocols one day after jumping back into the NBA. I think we're both kind of on record saying that if Kyrie's able to play, the league is theirs. How does that impact come in for the NBA now with the return of Kyrie? How long is it going to take him to get in playing shape? And is he a guy that we're going to see him be healthy?
I'm a Kyrie fan. I'm gonna say it like this.
Oh, we know. Hey, listen, you on Kyrie like I'm on Russ, and let me tell you, it's getting tough for us. I was watching that game last night. I was like, man, I want to cheer for you so bad, dog, but you are making it tough.
I thought he was having a good game.
Fam. Russ,
he been doing it a long time.
Fam. Russ came in, did a layup, went to the right, tried to draw the foul, and threw it off of the shot clock. And the ref was like, out of bounds.
That's your boy, man.
He is, but he making it tough for me this season. But what's your thoughts on Kyrie coming back?
Hey, Kyrie coming back. I don't care if it is on a part-time. First of all, let's get the narrative right.
Yeah.
This is why I hate mainstream media. The narrative is Kyrie's holding out. Kyrie doesn't want to play this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
That's not true.
It's not true.
Brooklyn was just like, hey, if you can't participate full time, we don't want you at all.
Which, by the way, once you lose to the Bulls 2 times, when them Bulls in your front yard, just know we upstairs going hard. All of a sudden, now you got to bring Kyrie Irving back. Hey, Kyrie, what you doing this weekend, man? You trying to come through play some basketball?
Bing, bye. hey, the GM was like, hey, take me out to dinner.
What do you want to tell Kyrie Irving right now? It's good, baby. Take me out to dinner. Hey, yo.
Dog. All I'm saying is this: Kyrie Irving in the league right now, when he's on the court and healthy, I gotta have that caveat. Top 5 player in the league right now.
Yes.
It's not even prettiest game you've ever seen. It's a smooth game from a guard. It's a smooth game from a guard. I don't care what you say. I'm a ball handling fanatic.
Yeah.
I love it. best handles we've ever seen in the history of the
I'll agree with
NBA.
that. I can't say prettiest game we've ever seen because I was watching Michael Jordan just do Michael Jordan stuff the other night, and I was just like, dog, why was this? Like, it was aggressive, but at the same time, like, he would come in, act like he gonna dunk on you, just make it a finesse play, lay it up on the other side. It was like, why? Why?
He did his layup package was underrated.
Dog, it was ridiculous.
His layup package
And
was
he,
way
fam,
underrated.
fam, you know why? Because nobody said fillet back then.
If he had the same, if young Mike had the same tools we had today, he'd
Yeah.
be the biggest thing on earth still.
Oh my god.
Biggest
Oh
thing
my
on earth
god,
still.
dog.
That man can release 2 shoes in the same weekend and they all sell out.
Bro.
Oh, I forgot. He does it already. like, like it's
It was
ridiculous.
ridiculous, dog. He was just doing stuff to do it because he was bored on the court, just dominating mugs.
He had to be on drugs. But
Oh man, you saw the documentary. Just
hey,
eyes closed and backed
nope.
his way out the room.
No, I don't care what nobody says. He was doing something. He had way too much energy on that court. You see his eyes? Look at the pupils. Anyway, totally a joke. Totally a joke. But no, Kyrie Irving to me is again being the target. Stephen A's done a really good job with that one. Stephen A's trying to give Kyrie the
He's gone too far.
Kwame Brown
Yeah,
treatment.
he's gone too far with it. And
Stephen A is losing his edge to me because
I'm a we've said this, man. I'm a Stephen A fan. I respect what he's done at ESPN. I respect everything, but to me, Kyrie is the first point where he sunk in and he stood on some points that you went too far on that.
Bradley Beal is unvaccinated, just like Kyrie. The only difference is Bradley Beal's organization didn't say, "Yeah, you're gonna sit out,"
Yeah,
right? But Steven doesn't trash Bradley Beal the same way. There's a lot. There's a that player on
yeah.
Orlando. I forget his name. He can still play for his organization. Like Kyrie is not playing because it isn't playing simply because Brooklyn
Brooklyn said
said
we
it.
don't want you here.
So it's like, hey, listen, I'm a huge Stephen A fan too, but I'm not a fan for, of the clown stuff.
No,
I'm not a fan for the
it
clown
it
stuff, and
it
that stuff is just clownish what you're doing right now.
it,
And
it,
you
it
could put me on record saying, "Oh, I am on record." This is clown stuff. I don't rock with that, man.
you know it went too far. It went too far to me. And especially because he's standing on he's not there for his teammates. And at the time he's doing it, you're ripping him, and you're like, "Oh, Kevin Durant, you got to get out. You were lied to. Kyrie didn't do that." They were second in the Eastern Conference at that point. They're first now. Kyrie hasn't played a dribble.
Hey, instead of harping on Kyrie, harp on James Harden. Harp on James Harden, who
By the
came
way, so
from
James has okay, that switched on us. James has turned it
a
around.
little too early for the close up.
Yeah, man, really got in on that one, dog. No, to me, James has he's turned it around a little bit.
He's turned it around a little bit, but I mean, he's definitely fallen off. He's definitely fallen off. Like you could tell his game is predicated on him being a primary ball handler, scorer, and facilitator.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And he's not used to, he's not gonna stand next to KD and say, "Oh yeah, stand in the corner." KD is like, "Nah, I'm Kevin Durant. You know who I am."
You know, by the
Like,
way, I don't know if y'all caught the post game show last night for the Bulls, man, but Shea hit me with "You know who I am" on the call log. I almost lost it. He said, "I call into this show so much."
you know who I am.
You know who I am. I was like, "What?" You got to relax, fam. And he hit me with a line. G. He said, "Oh, because he always calls in. He says, you see these bulls in your front yard. Just know we upstairs going hard. Bing bong." And he was like, "Hey, Pat, I see you took my. I see you've been taking my catchphrase. Blah blah blah." And I said, "Dog, I don't know if you can call it your catchphrase if you took it from another video that's like really popular." And he was like, "Hey, the Crips got a Crip walk, the Bloods got a Blood walk," and hung up. Dog, it's the greatest line.
I'm confused.
So I was just like,
I'm confused.
dog. It was just like, hey, they got their thing, I got my thing. It's the same thing, but they different. All right, I'm gone. You don't know what to do with your hands.
I
That's
don't
all.
know what to do with it. I don't know what.
Man, he
This
just
is why.
he said, "Hey, the Crips got a Crip walk, the Bloods got a Blood walk."
Hey, but how about this? How about we're talking about Kyrie? We're talking about the Nets, still top 3 team in the East at any given moment.
Yeah.
Still top 3. Stop. Like this is more of a testament to Kevin Durant. I get that, but it's like, come on now. Like, let's
Well,
let's
that's why
stop the
I think the
cap.
league is there.
We know this to be a fact.
Yeah.
If Kyrie doesn't, and I'm not gonna say it's a dirty play, but if Giannis doesn't slide under Kyrie and he gets that ankle injury, we're not looking at Bucks as champions.
No.
Like, go back and watch the first 2 games. They were cooking.
Dominating them.
Cooking. Hey,
Dominating.
the clip is there. Giannis is like, he's the best player in the world. Best player. Hey, KD hit him with a crossover, had that man on ice. Like, he's the best player in the world.
Yeah.
KD is one of those people where I don't need a whole bunch of people to score. I need 1 or 2 guys with competence. I need you to sit there and facilitate. I need you to give me 20 points.
And
KD's that guy.
And it's like I said it last night. When you're trying to look at what Brooklyn can do, when you're trying to look at how far they can go, look at what they've already done and then add Kyrie into it. Like, it's not like we talk about, because we do the Bulls live calls, we do all of that. So we talk about the Bulls kind of like, what can they add here and how is it not going to disrupt what's already working? Bringing Kyrie back doesn't disrupt anything.
Not for them.
Bringing Kyrie back doesn't short you anything. Bringing Kyrie back just adds a great complementary piece to a piece that didn't need a great complementary piece to be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. But it's healthy. That team's a problem. Healthy, that team can go against any team in the East, in the West, and it's a wrap. And that's I know we're talking about the team now. We started with Kyrie, but it's like, the narrative is he doesn't add to him. It's like, you stupid. That's a dumb take. It's just the dumbest takes I've ever heard. Like, I've heard Stephen A say that they're much better without. I was like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? I would trade him for Ben Simmons right now. For what? So KD can sit there and do the same thing Joel Embiid said. All I needed was 1 layup. I thought that's when the game turned.
You know what? You know what's wild? Like,
what the heck? Like,
I was looking. Somebody brought up Ben Simmons the other night. Said, if you can get Ben Simmons for a little bit of nothing, would you get him? And I was like, only if he play the power forward position. If he wants to play power forward, yes. He cannot play point guard for my team. Now, you can be a power forward that's handling the ball every now and then and doing it, but you can't be the point guard on my team. You can be the power forward. You know why? Because the positions I'm going to put you in, you're going to be at the bucket. You can lay the ball up.
Ben Simmons is a glorified Draymond Green with a little more height,
and that's why I'd put him at the 4. A lot more height.
A lot more height.
I'm more height.
And guess what? Draymond, as much as he gets the flack for what he did, guess what? Really good player. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He is the engine that keeps Golden State together. I don't care what nobody says. So that's why he's getting Rolexes when somebody else breaks a record, right?
Yeah.
Like, you understand the people who make your team go.
Well, right? I mean, yes, he's getting a Rollie, but the part they don't show you is, dude, James Wiseman got one too.
all the assists.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. The funniest thing I saw was KD keeping it on the Kyrie thing. It was KD tweeted out most assists on made 3-pointers by Stephen Curry, and KD's like 2 behind Draymond Green, and he's like, he was like, send the Rollie.
Hey, and knowing Steph, he probably sent it too.
You said what?
Knowing Steph, he probably sent it too.
He probably sent it. And probably Steph be funny with stuff like that, dog. But that had me dying. He's like, send the Rollie. Like, no, you're not leaving me out just because I'm not there no more.
Crazy.
Which is crazy, dog. He was there, 2 years? And he's assisted the second most on all of Steph Curry's 3-pointers.
Hey, that's a hill I die on alone. I keep telling people, KD going to Golden State did more for Steph than it did for Kyrie. I mean, KD. I mean, Curry, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I
It
don't
did
know.
more for Steph. It extended Steph's career. If they don't get KD, that team kind of fizzles out because you got figured out. We play you tough, we play up.
Still got Clay.
I play you tough and I play up. The game looks different.
If you play up though, you getting hit off of 2 screens.
Yeah, it's easy to say that. It works good in theory. Look at the tape.
We're watching it right now.
Look at the tape, dog. They don't play him physical like that.
Well, yeah, because the NBA is not going to let you just bump him, but you still got to come off of multiple screens, and he still can pull up a 40-foot three-pointer where
Mm-hmm.
playing up and playing him physical doesn't matter at all.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? He's on a team now where they know he's the shooter. They're letting him shoot. There's no one else on that court demanding that ball. It's only one ball. It's only one ball. Jordan Poole was not going to say, hey, Steph. He's not doing that. In fact, Jordan Poole was like, where's Steph? Right?
That's the allure of the Warriors, though. Like they've never been a team where somebody demanded the ball. They've never been a team where they've always been that team where we don't care what the moment is, use good ball movement to find the open shooter. Hey, look, the open shot is Draymond Green for a corner 3. He knocked it down. Great, let's run back down the court.
I disagree.
I don't think who's demanded the ball on that team.
Steph
We saw one time where somebody did demand the ball, and it was Kevin Durant, where he was yelling at Draymond should have given him the ball, but he was yelling. Yeah, it was more so because Draymond proceeded to make a really dumb play after that,
but and then try to justify.
Yeah, but it was like that. The only time we ever saw somebody demand the ball on that team was Kevin Durant. Like, we never see Clay, like, get me the ball. We never see Steph say, get me the ball. Now, Steph be pulling the shot, but at the same time, Steph doesn't have to demand the ball because Steph's bringing the ball up.
He can take a lot of Golden State, dog. I've seen it. And all I'm saying is this, because Steph has proven us wrong by saying he can't carry a team. He absolutely got them to the play-in, potentially, and everything like that.
With nobody left.
With nobody.
Nobody. And then nobody.
Hey, listen, pulling up from.
He got them there with what's his name before he was able to shoot again.
That's crazy.
In Charlotte right now.
That's crazy.
What's buddy that's in Charlotte?
How about what are you talking about?
The buddy he went to Charlotte. Now he can shoot again, but when he was in Golden State,
Kelly Oubre.
Kelly Oubre. He got him down there with Kelly Oubre. You know what I'm saying?
On a historic run, I think he what? He had 43 missed threes in a row.
43 missed. It was bad, dog.
That's crazy.
It was bad. It got ugly.
That's crazy. Hey, the moment we mentioned, Ben Simmons is such a polarizing person. The moment we mention his name, everybody goes, "Why are we mentioning Ben Simmons? Why are we mentioning Ben Simmons?"
Because it's not like Ben does nothing well on the basketball court. Like, Ben is I tell you this, he got cooked in the playoffs. I don't know what he was doing. Boy, he was trying to guard Drew. Drew was cooking that boy. But Ben Simmons is not a player to me. Like, that he can come out and when he's on his game and apparently mentally right and not going through anxiety and dealing with all of that, he's a defensive player of the year candidate. And he was that. He had an excellent defensive season last year until the playoffs. He does have good court vision. He does have, like, it's weird to see him basically become Ricky Rubio when Ricky Rubio became in the NBA because there's so much that he does really well. Like, to me, it's not even like, oh my God, why are we bringing up Ben Simmons? I don't want him here. It's like, what's wrong with Ben? Why can't Ben be good? And he's not. I'm not gonna come on here and tell you that I want Ben. I'm not gonna come on here and tell you that I think that he's the next piece that the Bulls should get, or that if he goes to Brooklyn, he's gonna be unlocked. Because it's not like he's not, like, you're the Robin. You're the two. You're not even really a Robin if you're scoring. If you're going to the paint and you're being physical,
my question
you're on par with Joel Embiid and you're doing everything else.
The question for me has always been, have they forced Ben Simmons to be someone he's not? Did Philly try to force him to be a player he didn't want to be? And then I always ask myself like that because he has moments where he'll snap, but it's when he is the guy, right? Like like his best games to me have been games where Embiid didn't play,
Yes, but
right? And so when Embiid
he's also
doesn't
had
play,
some weak games when Embiid didn't play as well.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that happens. But like
But
his some of his best games of his career is when Embiid wasn't on the court.
here's the thing with me though, right? Like DeMar and Zach to me are prime examples of this. If you're good at your game, no one says anything. The Stephen A. Smith or the purists or the NBA analysts who are wrong a lot. like if you go through all them NBA analysts, the top analysts that they got wrong a lot. And I'm gonna be wrong a lot too. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal, but I'm gonna admit that I'm wrong. I'm not gonna come back to you and be like, sometimes you're wrong. No, dog. Like, but
Hmm.
if you are good at what you do, DeMar DeRozan knows. We saw him do it last night. If I dribble here, I take 2 dribbles. I know where I need to be. I know where I need to release. Doesn't matter if there's a hand in my face. I can do it with my eyes closed at this point. I'm gonna put this shot up. It's gonna go into the rim because that's my shot. That's my shot. That's my shot. That's my shot. If Ben Simmons said, listen, I can't shoot threes, people aren't going to respect me. But you know what? I'm 6'11. I'm 200 and what did we say? 55, 60 pounds, something like that. If I'm driving to the
Like
rim,
230.
230, something like that. If I'm 6'11, 230, if I'm driving to the rim aggressively, there's not anybody in this NBA that can stop me. And I'm going to dunk on your head, or I'm going to make this layup, or I'm going. If
And
he
he
did
has those moments.
he does have those moments. The problem is he also has those moments where he can't do that because he's like, oh my God, everybody's in the paint. And in those moments, those are the moments where I want to see, okay, you've added a floater package to beat that. Because clearly at the rim is where he's best. So to me, the next step for you is to adjust your game where, yes, at some point you might need to be able to shoot a 3. But let's be real. Jason Kidd couldn't shoot.
Jason Kidd can shoot for a long time.
Jason,
He's still on the
Jason
top
Kidd,
10 of
yeah,
all
let's
time
be real.
3 points
Jason
made.
Kidd couldn't shoot till Dallas. And really just that championship season. Jason, and really that wasn't great either. You know what I'm saying? Like Jason Kidd really couldn't shoot, but you know what he did? The game that he had, he found a way to dominate at that. That's how you win. That's how you get to that next level. That's how you become unstoppable. Like DeMar DeRozan, people, Jim Boylan told Zach LaVine, stop shooting mid-range shots. Those aren't good shots. Zach LaVine said, no, these are my shots.
Yeah.
These are the shots I'm good at. These are the shots I
Yeah.
can finish. I'm gonna take my shots.
It-
That's why Ben Simmons is such a polarizing thing for so many teams around the NBA, and why like him being in trade talks or Muggs saying they should trade him to Brooklyn or they should trade him to like that. That's why he's such because there's really just one thing he can't do, and the only reason he can't do it is because there's something in him that's telling you can't do it.
I honestly feel like him getting traded to the Pelicans and him getting traded to Sacramento would be the best thing for him.
I don't think anybody getting traded to the Pelicans is a good thing. I that's where players go to die. That's the new.
Hmm.
That's the new.
I,
To me, that's the
depends
new.
on who you are. Because I tell you what, playing next to a LeBron James can be a very detrimental thing to your career
Absolutely,
if you're not already a star before you get there.
absolutely.
So BI being traded from the Lakers, going to New Orleans, we now saw the evolution of BI, Brandon Ingram, for those who don't know,
Yeah,
that helped his career. His value is high. We look at BI as like, I hate to say it, a skinnier version of KD, but he's a light KD, right? But
actually,
like
they
it's,
probably weigh the exact same.
but we look at that game, we're like, yo, this kid has the potential. Like
Yeah,
he can be there, right? And he's getting better. Um, Ben to me needs his own team. He needs his own team. He needs a team built around him and
yeah.
not for him to be built around another player.
But here's the thing. They did
And I
that.
think he's good enough to do that.
No, they did that in Philly. That last team after Jimmy Butler left was just 4 dudes that could shoot and bend. How do you make that guy successful?
And Embiid.
They had Embiid, they had JJ Redick, they had they added Tobias, they added, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just a bunch of dudes. Not Tobias, is it Tobias? Yeah, Tobias. They added Tobias. It was
First of
just
all, worst trade in history.
it's that was yeah, dog, that
Hey,
was
Jimmy Butler on Philly. I was scared. I
well.
was worried.
Even that was a Ben Simmons issue, which that's the worst trade in history there. Picking Ben Simmons over Jimmy Butler, but like to me, like they did do things to make Ben's life easier, but you still have to, at a minimum, score the basketball. I don't need him to shoot. If he's got a crazy layup package, if he's got a crazy back to the basket package, if he's got a crazy float game, Ben Simmons is a monster in the NBA. I don't need him to shoot. Everybody's
You
like,
know,
you need him to shoot. No, you don't. He's 6'11.
you know the interesting thing is, you could put Ben on Miami, and they'd still be good.
Because they wouldn't ask him to shoot. They just ask him to play defense.
The thing I keep hearing is they looked at Ben as being this dominant. Like taking a step back, we don't look at Draymond Green and say, "Hey, we need Draymond to give me 20, 10, and 5."
Yeah.
We don't look at Draymond that way. We say we need Draymond to be Draymond, impact the game, and we let Draymond be Draymond. Now, that may not be what the coaches in they may have their own way of going about it, but from a fan's perspective, you don't have that expectation. You just want him. You're like, he's going to put his imprint on this game some way, somehow. I need to trust that he's going to do that, get everyone else involved. That's really what Ben Simmons is.
But the problem is he's not putting his input on the game in moments where we need you to. The problem, what we talk about him for last year, in the biggest moment for Philly last season, he just had to dunk the basketball. He just had to dunk. He's 6'11", 230. He said I thought who was it? We were joking about it. It was Danilo Gallinari. He said I thought Gallinari was coming behind me. I was like, you're 6'11", 230. You scared of Danilo Gallinari?
Gallinari is 6'11", 230.
I'm scared of Danilo Gallinari right now.
Hey, listen. Gallinari is still a big guy.
I don't think he's 6'11". This is Gallo.
Gallinari is like 6'11". No,
double check that. No, but even so, you know what I'm saying? Like in the biggest moment for your team, you came up scared.
That's a fact.
All I need you to do, I don't need you to do nothing crazy. I don't need him to shoot. Everybody's like, he has to shoot. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to be a shooter. He doesn't have to be a 3-point specialist. He doesn't have to take 3-pointers. He doesn't have to have that ability.
I'm wrong. He's 6'10".
6'10" for Gallo. Yeah, don't give him that extra inch, man. But no, you know what I'm saying? Like the biggest thing that Ben Simmons can do is what he does: defend, facilitate, and set everybody up. But then you do have to make an impact a little bit offensively. If Ben Simmons gave us 18 a night with everything else he does, we're talking about Ben Simmons is one of the best.
That was his best season, right? His best season was 18 a night.
Yeah. But we're talking about him but I'm talking about a consistent 18. Because Ben Simmons will give you that, especially in the playoffs. He'll give you that 45 points and then 2. Be like, hey, what's up with the 2, dog? You had 2 more points than me tonight. I don't play in the NBA.
His best season was basically 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists on 56% shooting.
You give me that, I'm happy. Legit.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
We're talking about him as best. That's
pretty freaking good.
We're talking about him as best point guards or top 5, maybe not best, but top 5 point guards in the NBA.
Definitely.
If he does that consistently. He can't do that consistently. That's my problem with him. I don't need you to be able to shoot. And even Muzz talking about who said it? Somebody in this chat, Cornelia said, just make free throws. Best Impact said, make free throws. Brian don't make free throws.
Brian don't make free throws, dog.
LeBron don't make free throws. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying? Like it's about making an impact consistently. Like if you come out and you give me 18, 10, and 12, what am I gonna say to you?
I think the one of the things that gets me is like we're talking about this guy, and he still could go off and end up being one of the best point guards if he put his mind to it.
Yes.
Like one of the wildest things to me is like we talk about Magic Johnson, and he could really be the next Magic Johnson if he decided to. He could. He got the height.
You gotta
He got the.
scared. You can't be scared. You scared go buy a dog for you to be Magic Johnson.
Hey,
But
I'm just.
Magic Johnson had a freaky layup package too. Like I feel like Ben Simmons' draw is his height.
This is what?
It's his height. That's all he's got. 6'11", 230.
No, he got a nice assist package.
But I'm talking about scoring wise.
But
Like
Magic wasn't a huge
his,
scorer.
his offensive game, yeah, but 18 points a game. You can't give me 18.
So
18.
he hits one more free throw a game, and he's like right there. Like Magic only averaged 19.5 a season
No,
for his career.
I get that, but
His
I'm
highest
saying
was 22,
I
23,
get that, but
23.
what I'm saying is like when I'm looking at a player like Ben, you're the two. You're the number two. You do have to make an impact offensively,
If
consistently.
Ben gives me 16, 9, and if he can give me double digit assists, because he's already been in the rankings for defensive player of the year several
No,
times,
that's
right?
fine.
Because
I said
he's
okay,
already sticking the.
16. I said 18. One more bucket.
Hey, he's already given me valuable production because he's probably sticking the best player on the other team consistently. He does a good job sticking LeBron. We don't give him credit for that. He does a good job
Yeah,
sticking Kawhi. We don't give him credit for that. He does a good job sticking KD when he's playing. We don't give him credit for that. He's sticking Giannis because Embiid is not sticking Giannis.
because
Like
Embiid's not sticking Giannis. Yeah,
like he does a good job defensively while giving me if he could give me 16, even if what he averages 16, 8, and 8.
but
That's pretty freaking good.
here's
Like,
the problem. You can't give me 14, 7, and 6.
why not? If
You
I'm
can't
sticking the best player,
you can't give me that for what I'm paying you.
what are you paying me
You
for?
can't give me that for what I'm paying. Ben Simmons is making like what is he?
No,
Is he
he's making stupid money.
stupid money?
They maxed him out,
You
but
know what I'm saying?
but why did he get maxed out?
Because of 16, 7, and 8.
He got maxed out because he was also in the running for defensive player of the year. Defensive players of the year and people in that running get paid because
Get paid.
defense is very undervalued in this
Get
league
paid.
now. So 170 million for someone who's going to give me 16, 8, and 8 defensive player of the year. Yeah, that's max money. That's the market.
Yeah, that's max money. 14. Here's the thing, and
Let's be honest.
It's wild that we got on here from Kyrie Irving. Now we just bashing Ben
Oh, it's
Simmons.
because of the trade rumors. The trade rumors with Kyrie for Ben and stuff like that.
But to me, it's not the. Here's the thing: if he gave me a consistent 14, I might be able to live with it. For 170, that's a lot. But if you gave me a consistent 14, the problem with Ben is Ben will give you a night where he gets nothing.
Is he sticking the best player on the other team?
When he was sticking the best player on the other team, he gave you a night where he got nothing and got cooked in the playoffs.
You can't get cooked. Well, who he got cooked doing what?
Who did he get? He in the playoffs last year. He was giving you nothing offensively and was getting cooked defensively. Because we went into the playoffs like, no, Ben Simmons is the best defender coming into these playoffs. Like
Oh yeah,
that's
he
what's
was.
gonna make Philly like he's the defensive player of the year candidate. Absolutely. He was getting. We was like, oh, where'd the defense go?
Before he started getting cooked, everyone was talking. We never talked about the money. Here's the thing: it's all about chance. It's all about chance, and that's the risk you take as a GM in an organization when you take those type of chances. It's easy for us to say this player isn't worth this or this, that, and the other, but it only happens when you fall on the wrong side of
Oh
chance.
yeah, he's getting cooked by Trae Young. Yeah,
What?
yeah,
that's
right.
That's,
He's getting cooked.
he was getting cooked. He was getting cooked.
He barbecued.
Hey, but listen, it's only a bad bet when you're on the wrong side of chance. No one ever looks at like when he was sitting there cooking everyone else, locking everyone else down. When you see the quotes from Doc Rivers, I think Ben should be the defensive player of the year, stuff like that. When he was giving those quotes, No one talked about the 170
But it's a
because it was apparent that the 170, all right, that's why you signed him. That's what he's doing.
but
All right, cool.
why do you pay them mugs that money? Let's be
Because
real.
that's the
The NBA,
market.
none of it is for none of it is for the regular season. You don't pay big money players for the regular season. You don't. Because the
But
NBA
for one,
regular season, is honestly kind of a joke. Like it's like, if I stay in this long enough, I'm gonna make the playoffs and I can be great, especially if I have a great player.
well, towns like Philly, you pay players that money because you need attractions on the floor. Philly is a
Well,
very diehard town. If the Philly team sucks, they will let you know, and they will
oh yeah.
let absolutely not support those games. They're not like Chicago. Chicago's stupid. We went and
Well, still,
celebrated and sold out them
Bears
stadiums.
Vikings is gonna be packed tonight.
Yeah, we sold out them stadiums even when it was trash on the floor because
Yeah.
we had nothing else. Like
No, because
Michael,
the tickets was cheap.
you know, like that's what it is. But realistically,
Yeah.
it's not a bad, like the money they paid him and stuff like that. People makes a big deal out of it. It's not that much money compared to what the market was, what he was doing, and stuff like that. It wasn't a bad deal. It
No,
just didn't work out
it's,
the way you
it's
wanted it to.
it's not about it being a bad deal. I'm paying you for the playoffs, though. I'm paying you to be, yes, it's great that you're a great defensive player during the regular season, but I'm paying you to be our stopper when we go up against Giannis, when we go up against Trae Young, when we go up against, and I'm
To be fair,
upset.
Trey cooked a lot of people in the playoffs, though.
He cooked a lot of people, but
He
I'm
cooked
upset.
everybody in the
But
playoffs.
here's the thing, right? Just like Trae Young gets paid to cook you, you get paid to stop him from cooking you.
Giannis got cooked by Trey Young.
Yeah, Giannis don't got that footwork though. Ben Simmons has better defensive footwork than Giannis.
Giannis is the same height as Ben Simmons.
Yeah, it don't matter. Ben Simmons still has better defensive footwork.
All I'm saying is we got a shifty guard versus a big guy. I'm not sitting there saying that he shouldn't have got cooked, but all I'm saying is
No, I'm saying he shouldn't have got cooked.
all the professional big guys that are guards that I know, if they see a big dude on them, oh, I'm going to work.
Oh yeah, for sure. But this is the thing, right? Like, be great at the one thing. Like, it's about being great in the moment. It's about being great at that time. Be great at the thing that you're doing well. Defensively, Ben Simmons was doing great. He was a defensive player of the year candidate. All of that to me goes out the window when somebody's able to come in and just dominate you, not for a game, for an entire series. He got
Mhm,
cooked that whole series. Like
mhm.
it's like at some point you try to adjust. You know what I'm saying? Like Gary Payton got on Michael Jordan. It didn't make much of a difference, but Gary Payton played him tougher. Gary Payton tried to adjust. Gary Payton, like
Hey,
Ben
they
Simmons,
won. They won a game.
it didn't matter. Hey, what do you say? I was not worried about the glove. but to me, like Ben got cooked the whole series, and there was nothing he could do about it. And it's like, all right, well, I just paid you 170 mil, and you just got exploited for 4 games, 5 games. I think it went 5. They won 1, I believe. Like to
I'm
me,
not.
that's where the problem comes in.
I'm not defending Ben by any means. By any means, because the way he handled it afterwards, I do believe as a professional he should have been better.
Yeah.
Right? He should have handled that part better. But as far as everything else that goes into it, the entire hate, or why did they pay him this, that, and the other? We weren't talking about that 2 weeks before that event. We just wasn't. All the way up until that moment, which was a bad moment, definitely a bad moment in his career. It's going to haunt him for probably the rest of his career. Like if he goes on to win championships and stuff like that, that's his LeBron in Dallas moment.
Probably not, because I wouldn't say it'll haunt him for the rest of his career if he goes on to win championships, because Atlanta lost. So it's like you just got cooked. Like if Atlanta wants to bring up like, oh, Trae Young cooked you, I would be like, yeah, well, I got rings. Like you're not gonna kill me on that one.
No, but this whole fiasco is something that's going to scar his career for the
Oh,
most part. Like no,
you're saying just the Philly, what's going
just
on?
the whole way
Yeah,
it's gone down now.
yeah,
He's going to have to live with this part.
yeah.
Like not the Trey Young part. Like, I mean, players get cooked. Paul George's been getting cooked by the best of them for some odd reason, but no one
Hey, listen, nobody talks about how Kawhi never steps up on this, man. on the game-winning shot, bro. Nobody ever
dog.
talks about that.
We look at the game winners in a way, but we like, hey, PG is literally out there sticking everybody, and we talking about him getting cooked. Like, come on, dog. Like,
Nobody ever talks about how Kawhi be letting that man just get splashed on.
hey, the switch off, hey, the funny thing is LeBron does the same thing.
Yeah.
You got Steph Curry sticking you, and all of a sudden you just don't go to the hole. Like, let's move on to something a little more interesting though, since we're talking about L's, dog.
Well, here we go. Hey, first, before we do that, man, let's take a quick break, man. We're gonna take a quick little 4-minute break, come back, pay some bills real quick, and then we're gonna get into the fantasy football week for your boy, man. Let me tell you, it's tough when you have a week where, listen, I've had a run where, and I'm proud of my team for how we came out every week up until this one. But I had a run where every move I made worked out. That run ended this week. That run absolutely ended this week. We're going to get into that, and we're going to get into a little bit of Monday Night Football. Bears versus Vikings. I'm sorry, y'all. All I can do, for everybody that's here for the national side, I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all got to watch this. Bears probably going to win, too. I still believe that. But we're going to break all that down right after this. The Bulls, to me, and maybe this is the first time I'm saying it on here, and this is why you have to make a move before the break and go for it. The Bulls, to me, absolutely have the makings of a championship roster. 100%. They have a championship roster right now. But you have to add to it because these other teams also have that championship level roster. So it's not just about having a championship roster. It's also about, do you have enough to beat the other teams with a championship roster? And right now, I don't know if the Bulls have that. Right now, I don't know if the Bulls have that. Because I'll tell you this right now, and we're going to talk about this on the live show. By the way, we will be live tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. For all of you people that are up early going into work, tune into the show, man. The Morning Breeze starts tomorrow. We're going to be live every week, Monday through Friday. And we're going to be breaking this down. But when Kyrie Irving comes back to the NBA, I've said this all year. It's Brooklyn's league, and the rest of us are in it. Now, there's going to take some time for him to get acclimated. Of course, now he's dealing with the health and safety protocols. There's going to be some time with that. But if we continue to do that, if we continue down that path where one day he comes back, then we're in a position where Kyrie Irving is the key to unlocking Brooklyn. And if they're fully healthy, and at this point, it doesn't even matter. We've sat here all season and talked about the struggle that James Harden is going to have. We've talked about all season, like, he can't do it. They're not going to win a championship. James Harden is not a factor anymore if Kyrie Irving is 100% healthy. Now, of course, there's still the fact that I say that we've never seen Kyrie 100% healthy. The one time we saw him healthy, he helped win a championship. Yeah, I'm saying. But to me, that's the biggest thing that the Bulls have going for them. The unknown of Kyrie. But now you have to add to your roster because he's back. So if he's healthy, if he's playing along with Kevin Durant, who's been dominating the NBA, the league is theirs. Let's not get it twisted. Golden State, okay. I love it. I love what Steph is doing. I love how they're playing defense. But the league is theirs. And I hate to say it like that. So now you have to figure out, how do you improve your roster to get to the point where the league isn't theirs? How do you get to the point where like I said, championship roster is already here, adding to a championship roster to make it more of a championship roster when it's 100% healthy? We've seen a lot of championship rosters get beat. A lot of them. Shaq and Penny had a championship roster, got beat. Scottie Pippen and them boys, when he was in Portland, had a championship roster, got beat. You know what I'm saying? We've seen a lot of consistent championship rosters get beat. Championship level rosters get beat by better championship. How do we get to that point? And so now you're looking at who can you add to this team. And AK told you he's still going to add. Welcome back. It's the Morning Breeze with your boy Pat the Designer, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P.kidd in the building. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as well, man. Listen, we're going to be doing this every single day during the week, during the work week, man. So if you're up early, if you're driving into work, if you're sitting at work and you need something to listen to, if you're just trying to find that thing that gets you through the day for a few hours, man, you can rock with us. We'll be live Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m. So make sure that y'all tune in and rock with us, man. We're getting everything set up where you can also just listen to us live over on the Contender. That's going to be coming beginning of next year. So y'all stay in tune with that as well. But we got a lot of stuff coming y'all way, man. A lot of stuff coming y'all way. So we appreciate everybody who's stuck around and supported us and rocked with us on this, man. Kid's been wanting to do this for a long time. He's been telling me, listen, Pat, we got to do the national show. We got to do something like this, man. And I'm glad. It's fun to be here. I'll tell you this. It's fun to talk about people sucking that's not Chicago. It's fun to break down how Ben Simmons is struggling because he's not here. It's much tougher when you're like, oh yeah, Matt Nagy still sucks. He's still here.
Touching on that real quick, if you don't mind, let's look into that for a brief moment because I wanted to hit that before, unless you want to save that for the last hour.
No. Go ahead. Let's get it. Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football.
Hold on. Let's talk fantasy first. Let's talk about the fantasy.
Dog, you didn't even put up a fight. Your team. No, listen. We got to give people full context on this one, right? So we're in this league, and we've been doing the fantasy league. We've had the fantasy whisperers on. For anyone who does, fantasy football, we've been rocking with it like that, right? And so the best game of the season so far has been me and Pat going at it, and it wasn't orchestrated. It's just how it ended up working out.
Yeah.
And I literally beat him on one play.
Beat me on the last play. Who was it? It was Hollywood Brown.
From
Lamar Jackson. I had players in the game. Who were we playing?
I forget who.
Was it the Colts?
I forgot who you were playing.
I think it was the Colts. But because I think I had Carson Wentz and Michael Pittman, and they like both had no. Yeah, it was the Colts. Dog.
He was having a game, and I had literally resigned. I was like, yo, good game.
And it was at a point, it was early in the year. I'm talking about I might have been like 1-3 at that point. And in my mind, I was like, man, if I win this game, I turn my season around. I got AD next week. I can beat him, who I also lost to the following week. And then I was like, I got Ringo, and I can beat him, who I also lost to the following. I went on a bad losing streak, but I fought my way back.
So it literally came down to one play. And so like Pat's been saying, I'll get you again. It's gonna be a totally different thing.
A totally different game. I was talking my talk, dog.
Hey, he had a 7-game win streak, fought his way to a championship contending game. And I was like, yo, I bet. So now we're here. Now we're here.
My team ain't even put up a fight, dog. Hey, yo. It's so bad, yo. And I'm gonna say this. I didn't do my team any favors, right? I didn't do my team. I didn't trust one of my players who's been solid for me all year, but hasn't been a game-changing player for me all year in Russell Gage. I didn't trust him in that moment.
He dropped Tyler Boyd, who put up 22 points. Because I
No,
picked
I
up
didn't drop
Tyler
Tyler
Boyd.
Boyd.
You did have Tyler Boyd. Oh
No,
no.
I
You
traded him
traded
for Kyle
you
Pitts.
traded
Kyle Pitts
Boyd.
had a good game. Kyle Pitts had a good game. The problem is Kyle Pitts did not have the game that Hunter Henry had, who I did drop to pick up another nice dude in Treadwell, Laquan Treadwell, who gave me a nice production. But here's the problem, right? So I had to play Chase Claypool and Michael Pittman because these are the two dudes that have been like
Killing it.
Pittman's been consistent. Claypool's been up and down, but I sat him last week. I ended up winning, didn't need him. But both of them gave me a solid 1 point. They gave me 2 points between them. They had 2 points than I did that day. AJ Green and James Conner both lost to the Detroit Lions. So you know how that went. Dog, I'm talking about I just texted Kidd and I was just like, it's over. Like they're not even gonna put up a fight. They're not even gonna put up a good fight. Now I'll say I made 2 moves that hurt me. I didn't have a fighting chance. I played the best quarterback. I ended up swapping it out. I put 2 in, but I didn't have a fighting chance otherwise.
What did Ben do that week?
Couldn't have done too much.
11 points. Yeah, you have the right quarterback.
Yeah, I played the right guy. I played 2, but it was just such a it was such a fizzle out. You know what I'm saying? It was just such a, my God, how'd you go out like that?
You know what's worse? When you see Tyler Huntley come in and put up 39 points.
That one hurts. I'm not gonna lie. Which I want to get into that too, because well, we can get into that.
He looked good. He lost, but he looked good.
And he's been that guy. I think that, to me, well, we can get into it, whatever. Yeah, because the loss is the loss, man. It was fam. Let me know y'all worst fantasy loss. Let me know how y'all doing in the fantasy playoffs. And
Wait. I ain't done with the fantasy loss. The loss is getting so bad at this point. So Pat has put up a solid 89 points.
Yeah, you still got 2 people left.
I got 3 people left.
Yeah. The only thing that is gonna make me feel better is one of them is Darnell Mooney, but he actually might have a huge game. No, actually, the one that makes me feel better is when I saw you pick up Njoku. I was like, well, he's not gonna do nothing.
See, it's because Higbee has COVID and Hot got injured. He out for the season. But so like I'm sitting there, like I was trying to pick up Hunter Henry before the game. I was really trying to pick him up, but they would let me.
Yeah.
So that 26 points would have been. All I'm saying is this: he has no, like, all of my players at this point.
It's over.
It's done. It's done.
Over. The game's over. Good game. You got me. It like, listen. Here's the problem, right? That even if I had played everyone else, even if I had played Henry and I played Gage,
you'd be up 10 points.
But you'd still have 3 people going tonight.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like there was no, because my big names didn't do. AJ Green really didn't have the game. Well, AJ Green didn't have a terrible game, but James Conner had a 9-point day. Joe Mixon had a 7-point day. Michael Pittman had a 1-point day. Claypool had a 1-point day. Like there's not really a combination. I think that's the worst thing. Like when there's not a combination you could have put in there.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all the players you got that would have got you the win, to me that's the worst. Oh yeah, I hear you. I had Tom Brady and Mike Evans, and he only gave me like a point. Yeah, no, if you play Brady this week, that's a tough.
Brady gave you the worst game ever,
especially in the playoffs, dog. If you had Brady, that's tough.
That's tough.
That's a tough game.
That's crazy.
Because you know you're going into that cocky. I'm going up against Taysom Hill. You know what I'm saying? You know you're going into that a little bit cocky.
Oh wait, you had Taysom Hill though.
Taysom only gave 9 points.
Okay,
that's why I said I was like if Taysom had like a crazy game, I'd have been hurt because I played Tua, but Tua gave me a 19-point day, so it wasn't like I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I played this dude over this guy. And the pickup I made, this is the problem. Like the pickup I made was good of Treadwell, but it's like my big dogs didn't show up.
And to be really transparent,
20-point guy normally.
Yeah, to be really transparent, I led with Patrick Mahomes, who everyone was like, "It's Mahomes. It's a guy, right?" Patrick Mahomes has so
Hey,
many
he
games with
was
like 8
nervous
points.
at halftime like a mug.
Dog,
Yeah.
he had an INT and a fumble, and I was like, "Okay, this is not going well. I need Patrick Mahomes to have a Patrick Mahomes day,"
Yeah, he
and
had a
I'm so
Patrick
glad it
Mahomes
worked out in the end.
he had a
But
Patrick Mahomes quarter, and that's all it took.
that's all it took, 1 quarter. Thank you. But I'm worried because he been up and down all season.
Hey, listen,
Oh
I don't know.
God,
You might be playing my brother in the Super Bowl, honestly.
I am. He actually
Are
sent me
you?
a message. Yeah,
Oh my God. Oh my God, he dog stomped
yeah. Hey,
him.
Brad he doing some stuff.
Hey,
I
Jesus.
did not want to see him.
Hey, you know what's wild at the beginning of well, yeah, you do, because he got Mike Evans is questionable. And he got Mike Evans as his receiver. But the funny thing is, at the beginning of the season, he said, "I'll see y'all in the Super Bowl." Like before he had drafted in, and he was like, "I see y'all in the Super Bowl." And I was like, "All right, dude, relax." He's like, "I think this might be his first year playing fantasy." He's like, "I see y'all in the Super Bowl." I was like, "All right, dude, relax." He backed it up, but I told he was like, "I got to give you credit too. Like you said, you'd be back when you were 1-6." I was like, "Yeah, dog." Like everybody was dead. The whole team was dead.
Hey, well, I told you all I had the best team out of the Breeze Nation.
I still don't
Prove
know.
that.
Well,
Prove
no,
that.
no, that you did say out of the Breeze Nation. But listen, dog. Hey, look, when it came down to it, my team died. Like I had 5 games where I was running dudes out there that we don't know their name right now.
They ain't die this week, my boy.
hey, listen, no, they did on the field. They died on the field. They died. They just
They
on the
died on the field because
yeah. That's all right. But nah, man, let's get into I gotta ask you this. You know what I'm saying? And I do want to get into the Monday night game as well. But I gotta ask you this. When is the NFL gonna figure out to stop testing Aaron Rodgers ever? Because of course, because it doesn't work out, you go to overtime. Aaron Rodgers ends up getting a dub. So we look at it crazy. But like, is there any way you're not going for 2 if you're John Harbaugh? Is there any way you're gonna go to overtime versus one of the what do we put him at? Best regular season quarterback of all time,
for a lot of people that was Dan Marino,
or Peyton?
uh, or Peyton. Well, Peyton got 2 of them things, and Peyton actually does have a pretty decent playoff record.
Peyton's Super Bowl numbers are trash though.
His Super Bowl numbers are
Minus,
trash.
no, actually, yeah, no,
No, his first one was good though. No,
no, his first one versus the Bears, it wasn't good. They
his
scored
first Super
15 points.
Bowl his Super Bowl win for first the Bears.
Yes, it was. He beat us. Colts
Oh
Bears.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
It wasn't
Wait,
good.
what was the numbers?
They only had like, well, it was pouring rain. It was like, I want to say he might have had like 200 and something yards. I think he only threw for 1 touchdown. I think he threw an interception too. Like his Super Bowl numbers ain't pretty. And then the other Super Bowl he won, well, the one Super Bowl he went to when he had the 50 touchdown season, they got dog stomped by Seattle. And then
Right, right, right.
the Super Bowl after that, Von Miller basically was like, "Come on, Peyton,
You're
get the
right.
wheelchair in order."
You're
Like,
right.
so his Super Bowl numbers are not pretty, but he's got
On
2.
the on the way to his Super Bowl though, was
No,
dominating, but
the first one, that second one was,
hey, listen, it is what it is. It
hey,
is. It's still the
Peyton, come
sheriff.
on.
It's
Eli,
still the sheriff.
Eli was looking at Peyton like, "You moving a little slow there, bud."
Still the sheriff. I don't care what he was like. Still one of the best QBs of all time.
But
Uh,
even like, are we saying Aaron's the best regular season QB of all time? Is he up there? Because
sure.
you
It
can't
don't
say
matter.
you can't say. I would say best skilled quarterback I've ever seen,
Most talented.
most talented quarterback I've ever seen. I don't know why I said best skilled. Most talented quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
Most talented. I
Yeah.
give him that. I give him that.
And so when are y'all gonna stop testing? Is like, to me, if I'm
When he wins consistently.
yeah, but I get that in the playoffs. But in the regular season, like at this point, it's a running joke of you left time on the clock with Aaron Rodgers. Like Aaron Rodgers has literally become like, yes, my team just went up one, but the other team has Michael Jordan on the other side. Like it's a running joke at this point. Like Packers fans are so confident with it. They take a Snapchat the second a team scores and they're just like, "Oh, look at them all excited." They don't realize there's 40 seconds on the clock and Aaron Rodgers on our team. Like he's doing it that consistently. There's no way I'm giving this dude the ball back in any situation at any point.
For Baltimore, I see why they did it. I mean, would you have gone for it? I would have gone for it if I had Lamar. I think he would have had more confidence in it, despite the fact that despite the game that Tyler was having. Um, yeah, but I don't like I felt like it was a safe move given the situation, and I understand it. I'm not sitting there saying that he should have done it, but I don't fault him for it. I just don't. I don't fault him for it because I mean, what if he goes for it and he doesn't get it? Now we're having a different conversation.
No, you're having a conversation of John Harbaugh's just as ballsy as he always seems like he is when Lamar's in there. And it didn't work this time. Like to me, that is the conversation that you have, especially now with how analytics are basically like, I mean, 2-point conversions are basically 50%, which is hilarious because if you play the analytics of it, now you actually have to have a team that can do it. But if you play the analytics of it, it's more worth it to go for 2 just in case you hit 2 of them in a row than it is to kick 4 field goals.
Hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you break, like to me,
Is the kicker going to be phased out?
No. It never will. I want it to be. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've a lot of kickers just like left the show right there. Pat McAfee's mad about for the brand right now. But no, to me, like you'll always have punters, but like a field goal to me, like it's the NFL. It don't matter. It's always gonna be the same. I'm not even gonna get into that argument. Like I wanted to have like this legit logical breakdown of it where like there's no need to have a kicker and they're overly praised and stuff. But it's just like
I mean, hey, listen,
it's football.
Three points.
We've seen them run nobody out there. That's where they would be used. To me, field goals were almost phased out, but for some reason, moving the ball back really screwed a lot of kickers. I still don't get that one. Like
I don't get that one either.
Moving it back, it's like, dog, you kicked a 50 today.
I would really love to see. You know what? I would want to see if Pat actually broke that down. I would want to see that.
He has, but then he always goes, well, there's your kicker talk for the day. All right, we're gonna get off of that topic. But he's broken it down. He's broken it down. It's just interesting where like to me, we see teams test Aaron all the time where you maybe not test them. I think last night was more of the like, I'm going to trust my defense versus Aaron Rodgers, which I don't know if I trust any defense in the NFL versus Aaron Rodgers. But I mean, think about like the Packers' biggest screw ups. It's mostly, even though Packers fans try not to admit it, it's mostly Aaron Rodgers
not converting in big moments.
Not converting in a big moment. But it's usually just in an NFC title game. like it's usually just like during the regular season, that dude is a monster. What Stephen A be saying? He's a bad man.
He's a bad man. He's a bad man. Hey, listen, I respect his body of work and stuff like that. Best regular season QB, that's fine. You know my stance on the best QB in the league ain't playing.
You said Deshaun Watson, yeah.
Best QB in the league ain't playing. But on the flip side of that, I would like to say, look at the backup they have for Lamar though. That guy is
same dude. Same dude.
He seems to be just as accurate.
I know it's crazy to say. Just say it. Same dude.
Just as accurate.
Just as accurate.
Maybe a little better.
And you know why it works? Because that team's already built that way.
Yeah.
This is the only reason it worked. That team's already built that way. It's built for their success. It's built for that kind of style. They come in, they literally play the same. They're the same dude.
That guy came in. I was like, you know what? I could see somebody giving up some picks for
And
him.
he's been in twice this season in big moments and done the same thing.
I could see a team that this is the one of the most underrated things in the whole thing of sports right now. No one's talking about how the QB draft class coming in for the next year is trash comparatively, right? And so that's why you hear
This year?
the one coming in. Yeah. So no, not Justin Fields, but the one
The
coming in
one
next
this
year.
year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the draft. The QB class is trash coming in comparatively to what we had the season before. So like players like him are going to get some offers because there's a lot of teams that need QBs.
But this is the thing, right? How often do we say that? And that's the draft where we find our next oh my god player.
Maybe so.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like every time we say like this draft has nobody. There's no quarterbacks here. It's like, hey, who's that guy they took last out in New England? Oh, it was Tom Brady. Oh.
That guy.
You know what I'm saying? It's like whenever it's like there's these three guys and nobody else. Like I keep telling Muggs, when Brady retires, Kyle Trask gonna be a dog.
If he stays in the same system.
If he stays in the same, he's gonna be a dog.
Same system and he has the same type of support.
It's
He
just
has a nice hedge around him right now.
it's one of those where it's like the guys that you think aren't gonna be good. Like usually, a lot of times it's just like, oh yeah, that guy can really play football, or it's you find that diamond in the rough, you find that gem that's
Yeah.
able to move in and make that next move. But yeah, no, I agree with you that on paper teams might take a bigger shot at Tyler Huntley because you've
I
seen
would.
what he can do. But what team can replicate what they're doing in Baltimore? Because let's be real, in Baltimore they're setting up for a run just about every play. It's just sometimes they throw.
Carolina.
Not with that offensive line.
That's why you need somebody like Tyler. That's why you need somebody like Tyler. You need somebody who can actually move around.
There's still that element of he needs a second to survey, and yes, he needs to be able to move and throw on the run and stuff like that. But there's still like as much as Cam is playing really bad in Carolina, there's also really bad play calling happening there.
Oh, he's in a worse situation.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad going on in Carolina. Like Cam is bad. Cam is at a point now where I think that he has.
Is he really bad?
I think Cam has got, because now Cam has to rely on his arm because he doesn't have the same mobility anymore. Because Cam wasn't this is what I say about Lamar, and this is what I say about the only difference that for Lamar for me. Lamar Jackson is like, everybody always wants to compare Cam Newton to Mike Vick, which basically any black dude that can run as a quarterback is compared to Mike Vick. So they
Not the
they,
same.
they wanted to compare him to Mike Vick, and I was like, no, like Cam gets hit a lot. Mike Vick don't get hit.
Pat is like Pat is like, no, the only thing they got in common is they both black.
They both black. They both black. Mike Vick don't get hit. Lamar Jackson don't get hit. That's the difference.
Cam is more like a prime Big Ben.
No, because Big Ben could always sling it though.
True.
Big Ben could always sling that pit. And that's
I'm
the
talking about the fit, like physique wise and getting hit and taking the content.
Cam was in shape. Big Ben was never in shape. Big Ben was just big.
Big Ben, I done seen Big Ben murder some people though. I'm
Big Ben
sorry.
was a large dude.
I done seen Big Ben stiff arm the heck out of some linemen. That's just
Who's that large gentleman over there? That's the quarterback of the
it's like,
Pittsburgh.
you thought you had me. Excuse me, as I like, the heck was that?
To me, that's the difference. And so, like, I as much as we say that, like Tyler Huntley to me on another team doesn't work.
He works on San Francisco to me. He works on Carolina for me, just because. I mean, what can he do that?
Now, San Fran, you're going to a great play caller. I'm sure they could find a way to make it work. So I'll give you that one.
Worst fans in sports too, by the way, San Francisco fans.
Really?
You have a QB
Even
that
Golden
can
State, San Francisco fans, technically.
dog. You have a You have a Super Bowl a Super Bowl talent on your team. You're like, put in an unproven rookie. And it's like, dude, he got you to a Super Bowl. He's actually having a pretty good season. Why would you not want Garoppolo to be your starting QB? Like,
I see what you're saying. I see what
like
you
the 49ers fans it has to be the dumbest fans ever. Because it's like, yo, he gets there, his first healthy season, you go to a bowl. You go to a freaking bowl.
but you know what it is with Garoppolo? It's you I can't blame the
What was his
fans.
hair too good?
No, I can't blame he did great head of hair, by the way.
Great
Gee,
hair.
great
Like
head. Yeah,
he
this guy.
has the Model S thing going
Oh
on
yeah.
when he's
The
like,
the thing with Garoppolo to me is that your coach doesn't trust him.
okay, again, dumb organization too. Dumb organization.
But you're riding with your head coach. Kyle Shanahan clearly doesn't like him because he drafted his replacement. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's like I can't blame the fans for pivoting off of Jimmy Garoppolo because if the coach has pivoted off of him, and he said Trey Lance isn't ready. He said I don't want to run Trey out there yet, but he clearly intends on playing Trey Lance.
I think the only reason why that is because they were looking at making a trade. I don't know if Jimmy wanted to be. I don't know what there was some grumblings there that kind of made it, and so from what I've heard from some actual diehard fans that live in the area,
Yeah.
he wanted more than they were willing to give him. He came with the superstar like mentality, and it was like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he was out with was he out with a Kardashian like a week into being in San Fran or something like that? I was like, good Lord, Jimmy, you're not even gonna let a week go past? Like you go knock down a Kardashian the first week.
who the heck cares? The man is sitting there. He's going to help you win ball games. He has a social life. He doesn't eat, breathe,
Well,
and crap
I
football.
think
Like he can go out to a date. Like let the man
I
live.
I think the thing that a lot of people looked at with Jimmy was because if I'm not mistaken, Jimmy got the bag before he even played a snap for San Fran. I
Well
think
worth the
Jim
bag. It's a bag well spent.
is it Jimmy or is it Kyle?
It's a bag well spent. I don't care who, like for all the complaints that we have there, it's a bag well spent. Who cares? Who cares?
It's a bag spent
Would
on
you have paid Jimmy for Chicago?
not now. I'd rather have Justin. I'd
I'd have
rather.
paid Jimmy.
Hey, listen. If we're making trades, let me get Kyle Shanahan off of you.
Tell you what, right now,
if we're making trades, let me get Kyle Shanahan off of you
I'll take that one right there.
because if we had,
I'll take 2-3 years over Jimmy over Justin Fields right now. I'll tell you the truth, though.
no, because to me Jimmy G is a nice coach. Like he's not Jared Goff to me. He's not a. I'm gonna throw this
He's
out
not
there.
a scrub.
He's not a scrub. I'm not gonna say he's a scrub at all.
But they
But
try
I
to play him
would.
like he's a scrub.
You said what? Oh, they are playing him like he's a
They
scrub.
try to play him like he's a
No,
scrub.
they
It's
are
like
playing
he's
him
not
like
a
he's a
scrub.
scrub. Oh, facts. But I don't know if he's like he's gonna be a guy that has a cap. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to put greatness around him with him to continuously win with him. That doesn't mean he's a bad quarterback at all. To me, I just think Justin Fields is a.
How many QBs in the league do you not have to put greatness around him to consistently win? Like Aaron Rodgers is not Aaron Rodgers without Devontae Adams.
He is. I've seen Aaron without Devontae. Aaron still be throwing touchdowns. It's just they drop more of them. Devontae just catches a lot of them as he falls into the end zone.
Someone has to throw, someone has to catch for both of them to get the stat.
No, facts. But this is what I always say. Aaron complained about not having that, and Packers fans complain that they've never gotten an impact. Dude, listen, he threw 55. What was it last year? 55, something like that. Crazy touchdowns. Devontae Adams caught 19. Somebody else catching.
Hey,
somebody else is catching. So I've seen like
Devontae's your game breaker though.
Devontae's your game breaker. Absolutely.
You need someone like that to open up those other 31 touchdowns. It sounds crazy, but it's like, hey, we know end zone this guy has it. He has 19 of them.
Yeah.
I get to sprinkle this out, right?
But to me, Jimmy G's the guy that if Devontae Adams isn't there, you go into that week feeling like we're probably gonna be in a dogfight. Like if you have Jimmy G with a number one like Devontae Adams, you feel like, oh, this dude's a game changer. This is a combination that absolutely can work week in and week out. These guys have the chemistry. We can win with this because we got Devontae Adams. We got a nice offensive line. We can make this happen. If you lose your number one piece, I don't see Jimmy G elevating the rest of the team like, oh my God, these guys are amazing. We're going to get to this next level because Jimmy G is going to get them there. And there's only a handful of quarterbacks that can do that. But I think that the thing in San Francisco is, or I don't know why. I don't know why.
Do we have one of them though?
You said what?
Do we have that QB? Now, here's the thing. It is a tough question to ask. It's an unfair question to
Because
ask.
it's very unclear.
I
think so, but there's a lot of question around it.
This is one of those things where it's just like a nuanced conversation, right?
Yeah.
Not saying that, like, I want people to be really clear. I want Justin to win. I want him to be good. I want him to be great.
Yeah.
He's my QB. I like it. But if you had to ask me right now, if I would rather have, like, I saw a name, Derek Carr. Probably wouldn't take Derek Carr, right? But if you ask me, here's the thing, when am I trying to win? What's my time frame? What's my timeline? As we're currently set up, if we're like, hey, we want to maximize
every year,
we're going to retool this defense. We're going to try to get the most out of this right now. Yeah, I want Derek Carr. You want to know why? Experience, seasoned, and Derek Carr is one of the leading QBs in fourth quarter comebacks. Believe it or not, Derek Carr is not a bum. Derek Carr is actually a pretty good QB. Now the problem is
Derek Carr to me is what Jimmy G will become. That'll be Jimmy G's career. It's not bad.
Take both of them right now for the timeline of our team. If we retool instead of rebuild, of course I want Justin. But if we retool, I would take a seasoned QB.
And I don't think
that's seasoned QB with a higher ceiling than Andy Dalton. Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo, they have a higher ceiling than Andy Dalton. They can absolutely, with the right pieces around them, take me further into the playoffs.
Right. But that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Derek Carr's the perfect comparison for Jimmy G. He's not a bad quarterback by any stretch of the imagination, but he's not going to change the game by himself.
I don't know. I've seen him do it.
He's had games. He's had
seen him, absolutely. No. It's not just games. He's on record for doing it. People just, for some odd reason, they magnify the failures, but he's on record for having these winning moments.
Oh no,
he's a stud.
I'm not saying
he may not be Deshaun Watson or whatever you all want to put up there.
That's what I'm saying. There's some dudes
that Deshaun Watson is not even in the conversation. So.
There's some dudes that can change the game by themselves. Tom Brady with a good offensive line, it doesn't matter who the wideouts are to a certain point. Now, when it gets as bad as it did in New England that last year, then it matters a little more. But if Tom Brady's protected, he's going to get the ball to you. You just have to
24 game-winning drives since 2015.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
here's the thing: is what it also says your team's in a position of losing, so you have to have a game-winning drive.
Well, here's the thing:
it's about getting that dub.
Comparatively, though, considering his record, his win and loss record, he's better than a lot of people we compare him to.
Yeah. No,
that being the case, I'm not take him over Justin Fields right now.
I'm not taking anything, but it's like you said, if we're rebuilding or retooling, we're not retooling.
We better not be retooling.
We're not retooling. Because if you're retooling, Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace are sticking around. If you're retooling, you're hoping that you can fix an offensive line that is very, very, very broken. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, you're in a rebuild and you're hoping that Justin can make it a quicker rebuild because he's the right piece. And with the right quarterback, you can do that. But the biggest thing that, like, to me, I look at Jimmy G as a guy that he's always going to be that quarterback that's in that 15 or he's in that 15 to 20 range. in the NFL. He'll never be a top 10 QB. He'll never be somebody that he's, oh my God, Jimmy G came out and dominated this year. He'll never be that guy where like he might have I can't say he'll never be that guy. Because Derek Carr's had great seasons. I think he's got like a 27-9 season or something like that. But he's always going to be that guy that there's going to have to be something else on the team that makes him the guy he is.
But that's any good QB.
No.
Yeah. Name somebody right now who doesn't have one or two guys that absolutely make them who they are. I'd go first for Patrick Mahomes. It's not Patrick Mahomes without Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill.
It makes it easier. It makes it easier. I don't.
I'm not saying he can't sling the ball. I can't say he's not making plays. But again, it's a team. This is the ultimate team sport.
But
because someone has to help him make those plays.
Yes.
Tyreek Hill has to actually extend those routes to make sure he's open for those things to go for us to have those wild moments.
But if
you put him on like Miami, he's going to look real tough.
Nah, but here's the difference. Those players make you a Super Bowl contender. Patrick Mahomes made Sammy Watkins better. Sammy Watkins was going around the league. He was a guy. Those are the kind of QBs that you look for the long term, unless you plan on building your whole team around it. Because if we being honest, Jimmy G with George Kittle, that's your guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand why they're so quick to move off of them, especially when it's tough to find a good quarterback and actually win consistently with one. But to me, like, those game-changing quarterbacks are the guys that can make regular dudes have a great year. Like, let's be real. Is Valdez-Scantling even a name that we know if he's not on Green Bay? And he's a dude. He drops a lot of passes. But Aaron gets him a lot of passes.
Speaking of stats, you talk about like Derek Carr stats.
Yeah.
And then how many seasons is it? 8 seasons? Is that 8 seasons?
Yeah.
How about this? 3 of them over 4,000 yards.
Oh, yeah.
3 of them just below 4,000 yards.
Yeah.
Never had less than.
Hey, dog, this is the problem, though. This is the problem. 4,000 yards ain't impressive no more. It's just impressive to us because we've never had anyone do it.
32-13, 28-6, 21-8, 27-9. He's had a collective of seasons.
No, yeah.
I don't know. The hate that some people get is just narrative, dog. It's just narrative.
No, it's fantasy football.
It's narrative.
It's fantasy football. Derek Carr's not a good fantasy football quarterback, so because of that, he's not a good real life good quarterback.
That's bullcrap.
And it's not true. You know what I'm saying?
It's bullcrap.
But how do most fans look at everything? They look at it through, what is it doing for my fantasy football team? And so when Derek Carr sucks for your fantasy football team, in your mind, you're like, Derek Carr sucks. No, it's not true. Is he a middle of the road quarterback? Yeah, probably. He's probably a guy that he's a guy that if you put great weapons around him could absolutely be the reason you go to a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But you would have to have, like, he's not the guy like Aaron Rodgers has overcome awful defenses in Green Bay and still gotten his team to the playoffs. He's overcome before he had Devontae Adams not really having that oh my god weapon for a couple of years. I mean, he had Adams, or he had not Adams, Greg Adams, ain't it? I think so. Anyway, but you know what I'm saying? Like, to me,
how many games do we have left in the season?
4 too many. Mostly just because I'm a Bears fan, but 4 too many.
Yeah, Derek Carr is a top 5 QB, statistically speaking.
I mean, okay.
Statistically speaking,
it's not gonna do nothing for him. You know what I'm saying?
It does a lot for narrative because everyone has this thought process, especially when it comes to our, like, we value our picks and stuff so much. You're like, oh, we don't want that guy. He's a bum. It's like, okay, that bum is in the has produced more than any QB that's ever produced in the
Yeah.
Bears uniform, and probably will produce more than any QB that has wore a Bears uniform. So it's like, it's almost like trash calling other people trash. You can't do it. It's like, stop it. It's one of those things that's like, But I will say this though, since we're on this topic and we're just rambling at this point, now the reports are out. The latest report was that the Bears are strongly considering making on a coach hunt in the next couple of weeks, which would mean firing Nagy before the season,
In theory.
in theory.
In theory. He's been bad enough to be fired in season. The Bears' first head coach to be fired in season.
That's saying a lot.
It's saying a
That's
lot.
saying a lot.
It's saying a lot. We've had some bad coaches. That's saying a lot. And especially coming in, it sucks because it's like you're coming in on Monday night and you got to watch this again. And like I said, sorry to everybody out there who's going to have to watch this. But
because we're gonna get stomped.
I think this is to me the reality. If you see Matt Nagy get fired in season, Ryan Pace will be here the next year. If you see them wait until the end of the season, they'll probably fire both. Because if you fire Matt Nagy in season, that means that Ryan is looking for the head coach because he's still doing his job. That's a great Steve-O with a great comment right there. He said bad coaches versus incompetent coaches. That's a great. Yeah, we've had some bad coaches. Matt is pretty incompetent. Matt is pretty incompetent.
It's your football guy. It's your football guy, man.
Matt and Ryan are our football guys, and we trust them, and we haven't figured out anything that's going on in the building, and we're still sucking.
And you know what? This game is not going to add anything less than fuel to this fire because Jalen Johnson is down. So we got one of our. We're not only going into this game on the hot seat. If
I feel like I'm gonna owe you this bottle of what do we bet? Johnny.
You said 4-0.
Huh? I said
Johnny
4.
Walker, Johnny Walker Black.
Yeah,
First game after the bet, you might as well go ahead.
Once I saw Jalen went down, I was like, it's the Justin Jefferson show. Come on down to the end zone.
So at this point, we already know that we're going to lose this game. What are you looking for, right? Since I know we're heading to the last hour, I got to roll in just a second. Yeah. Let's talk about that real quick. What are you looking for?
Justin to keep improving. Justin didn't play bad last week. Second half game plan didn't adjust, so I expect that to still be there, but just Justin to keep improving. Justin to see what's happening, Justin to be able to see. At this point, it's all just about the development of Justin and even building the relationship with Justin and Darnell. Because to me, those are two pieces that you know are going to be here. David, yeah, you might. What do we got? One more year with him on his rookie deal. He's probably not here after this season, or after next season. Because to me, at least if you're smart, he's not here. Because you got Khalil Herbert. Y'all know I don't pay running backs. I'll pay you a little bit of something. I'm not paying a running back. I'm going through it on Madden right now. I got a running back that's killing it. I'm letting him go at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm legit on that because you can find him. David Montgomery's not a talent we can't find again. He's really good. He's really good.
We play GM differently.
He's really good. I don't take it away from him, but he's not a guy you can't find again.
Mm-hmm.
James Conner got found because Pittsburgh didn't want him anymore.
Mm.
And then he went over to Arizona and kept killing it. Le'Veon Bell, they thought he was washed up, and then he went. Now he's washed up now, but then he went over to the Jets and kept killing. You know what I'm saying? The Jets were just such a dumpster fire that it didn't matter. Like there's nothing that this team can show me tonight. I mean, I guess you're gonna see Tevin Jenkins get his first start. That's interesting to see, kind of see how he's doing.
Oh no, it's his first start,
This
second
is
game.
first start. This is first start. Would Jay say any Bears fan going to the game, be prepared to suit up. You might get a couple snaps in corner.
Hey dog.
Hey, listen, only if they cut Kendall Vildor in the middle of the game, because you know he finna get cooked.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. This just made me think about this. Kirk Cousins is gonna have a day. It's going to have a day. What's it? Oh God, I hate the fact that I'm about to say this. What has to happen for Nagy to get fired at the end of this game? Kirk Cousins putting up 30 points.
Nah. Because at this point, they're just making excuses for him. There's nothing he's done that says you should keep your job. There's nothing he's done this season that says for him to still be there.
He's play calling.
He's doing it all. He's play calling again. Bill Lazor's out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's calling the defense. He might be doing the full Madden. He's got the kid in the background doing coach's suggestion at the house saying, "What should we run here? Cover two. We don't run that, coach. Shut up. Cover two."
So we got the
here? Cover 6.
Hey, listen, it's one of the things where it's like, first of all, who put this schedule together? You got the Bulls and the Bears playing on the same day.
You know what? The NBA has dropped the ball a lot. And here's the wild part, right? So kind of insight into what we do. Y'all know we normally do Bears post game. We normally do Bulls post game. I have to make the decision of which one we're going to do today. Because
what time's
Bulls live call is absolutely going to be a bigger draw.
What time do the Bulls play?
7.
What time's the Bears play? 7. Football is normally the longer game.
For the channel, Bulls live call is going to be the better draw. So it might have to be a Bears recap tomorrow where we do the post game show, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I want to watch the Bulls.
Dog, I'm watching the Bulls. I'm going to bed. Okay, like we got to be up early to do this show again.
Yeah,
I'm watching the Bulls and going to bed. Y'all just gonna have to figure it out with the Bears. Because if you want to watch that dumpster fire, go right ahead.
I'll probably watch the Bears. You know what I'm saying? Jeffrey said you can't do both, and that's the biggest thing, dog. That's why it's like, we can't do both. We got to do one, and I'm gonna pick the one that's gonna bring the channel the most success. Because doing a Bears post game, yeah, that's great.
I mean, there's 36 inches of Bulls here, right there.
36 inches of bull head back here, man. You
right
can touch
there
it if you want.
Wait a minute. Hey, yo. What is going on here?
Touch it if you want. It's whatever. Like,
I believe that alone.
we're so bad. For the first time in my life, football is not more important. Like most of my life, even if the Bears were bad, football is more important. Like Steve-O. Hey, yo.
Wow. Hey, listen, football normally competes with Jesus on church day.
Bro, there's only 2 things that compete: Jesus and football. And I mean, like, it's crazy that I'm seriously just like, it's not worth it.
But it's the Rockets, though.
It's not worth it.
It's the Rockets, though.
It's not worth it for me to waste the time of the people for me to get on a post game show and say, guess what? We still suck. Even if we win, guess what? Matt Nagy's still here.
We could be talking about Justin Fields' progression and
Which is probably what I'll do, especially when we break all of this stuff down and kind of get into it in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But
We just gonna talk it in the morning, chop it up, boom,
we're gonna
boom,
talk
boom.
about it in the morning.
That's all it is. Hey,
Talk
listen,
about it in the morning.
tune in the morning because that's where
Tune
you're
in
gonna
the
get that.
morning. We're gonna be breaking it down. I'm gonna watch the game. I'm just
Oh, he's a good one because I'm going to bed. I'm waking up early
He's
and
just gonna come in. He's just gonna
I
look at the
might catch
stats
the
and be like,
highlights.
"Hey, Justin
No,
threw 2 interceptions." I'm assuming he had a bad day, and it's like, no, they actually were both on the offensive line for just letting him get crumbled. Like, oh, all right.
no. You know what it is? There's a channel. I forgot what view it is. They just cut out all the time in between. So you like speed through the game. So I'm gonna see every snap. I'm gonna see every snap. But trust me, I'm gonna come in informed. But I'm not gonna sit there and watch that 3 hour game. You
Yeah,
must be crazy.
yeah.
Crazy as heck. But anyway, since we're talking about this, and I'm about to roll out in literally 5 minutes. Talk about DeMar DeRozan cooking last night.
bro,
Cooking.
bro, got
Hit
into
Brown with the "you better jump next time." What is you thinking? Like,
got into him. Compton's finest, dog. I mean, if we're being honest, when do we like? We keep saying candidate. What does he have to do to be MVP? At this point, we really need to have that conversation. What does he have to do to win MVP?
um,
Because as much as we look at this, like, let's be honest,
outperform
DeMar
KD.
DeRozan is not a sexy name. It's not going to be like, oh my goodness, DeMar is better than Giannis or is better. Like, nobody's going to come out and start saying that. But he's having an amazing season right now. He's had some huge games for the Bulls. It's going to be tough to even now. Like, I'm watching it and I still am just like, is he the MVP? Kevin Durant's a monster.
Those are my top three are KD, DeMar, and if I have to put them there, Giannis. Giannis is still putting up freakishly good numbers,
Yeah.
and they're kind of just cruising right now.
By the way, Bron's still putting up ridiculous numbers as well.
Oh, listen! Shout out to Bron,
Dog.
the epitome of longevity. By the way,
Listen,
the
I'm
heck,
just watching Bron. I'm watching Bron come through and dunk, and I'm just like,
man.
yeah, Bron's still he's lost some lift for sure. There's not as much cartilage as there used to be.
But he still got it.
He still is nasty.
He
Oh, by
still
the way, before you get up out of here, we got to do this. Kobe White got that yam though.
You know what? I was waiting on you to say
Hey,
that.
hey, hold up. This part, I wanted you to be there so bad last night. He immediately got crossed on the other end.
Dog. Kobe
Hey,
White was out
bro,
there, got a
I was
highlight.
trying to praise him. I gave him the highlight. I'm gonna clip up the highlight for you, still Kobe, but immediately got hit the
I
floor.
saw the whole segment. I saw the dunk and the play afterwards. And then I was like, oh, so Kobe White had a good game, right? Because I didn't see the
No,
game. So I looked at the clips and stuff like that. Then I was looked at again, speed through the game.
yeah,
My man was out there running and jumping for a whole
bro, he
24 minutes,
was.
huh?
He was. It
He
was
got
good.
a highlight, a dunk, and 5 points. I
It was
got you.
good to see him being aggressive, but I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. I could not help but laugh, dog, when I saw that man get the yam, nasty yam, came through, disgusting. But I wanted to like celebrate him for more than 2 seconds.
And you
I was just
couldn't.
like, here we go. Oh my God.
Dog. I was looking at I tell you what, it hit Twitter.
Yeah.
So Twitter and the score, it was blowing up. Kobe just dunked on LeBron. I was like, he dunked on LeBron.
Okay, yeah, we gotta stop that too. Everybody was saying dunked on, and I'm like, he's in the picture.
Like, y'all don't
Dunked
realize
on has taken on a very different meaning. Most are like, well, he's a chase down specialist, so that means that he dunked. I'm like, no.
participation trophy babies. We know what a dunk on is. We know what getting yammed on really is. But he didn't get yammed on. He missed the
What's the
chase
name?
down.
Chris Watanabe or whatever it is up in Toronto. He got dunked on.
Got
That's a
murdered.
dunk on.
Hey, he got murdered. And he
Hey,
went in it. Anyone that gets in a view of Ant-Man going up got dunked on, right?
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Is he still in the league?
I don't
Did he
know.
get dunked out the league?
I don't know. I ain't heard his name since then. I
Oh,
like the
yo,
fact.
Joker is top 3. Joker still putting up crazy numbers.
Oh, listen, if with the injuries they have, if he can get them to a nice playoff seed, he probably does get MVP. He probably does go back to
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
I give
yeah.
him that.
I'd give
But
him
at
that.
the same time, the Nets, as labored as they've been and stuff like that, if
Yeah.
KD is cooking the way he's cooking all season, and look like he might still cook up like this all season, how do you deny that man MVP?
Well, that's why I ask it, because I mean, to me, like, the Bulls are winning. DeMar is a reason the Bulls are winning. They're doing great things, but like, to me, is it enough? Like, I keep seeing DMVP or stuff like that. It's like, is it enough? Is there anything DeMar can do because he doesn't have that name to win MVP?
I think he's finally on a team where he does get the recognition for what he does. Being in Toronto, you have a country behind you, but you have a country that's not the US, right? Going to the Spurs, you
When you put
have
it that way.
going to the Spurs, you like have the moniker of being on one of the most boring teams ever. Like Spurs played really good basketball, one of the most popular, one of the most winning coaches. But it was boring basketball for a
Yeah.
long time, right? So that didn't do well for him. Now he's at,
He got MVP though, don't he? Timmy got an in-season MVP.
I mean, Timmy, it's just hard to deny. He was that Kobe and Shaq had to get through Timmy and stuff like that. Like he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
always
yeah.
a fixture there, right? So it's like, yeah, he's gonna get MVP, and plus, big men get more different love than guards
True.
around the league, right? So when you're a good big man like Tim Duncan, yeah, that he could have been on Sacramento and got MVP, right?
Yeah.
So now he's on the Bulls, major city, major market. We love him. We rally behind him. See Red Nation goes hard. We go hard for idiots. So now we go hard for potential. Now we got actual talent.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like, yeah, I could see him now getting that boost to win MVP. And he probably does win it because he should have got one of his Toronto days once upon a time, to be honest with you.
That
He
season
deserved
he came back from the Olympics, he was dogging mugs.
he deserved one in Toronto. So I
Yeah.
mean, he probably does get one because the league is like that. Like it is a popularity contest to some degree, and they do have those things where it's like
But that's why I say, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if because it is a popularity contest, let's be real. No one, even with him doing this, Muggs still don't believe in him. Muggs
he
still
just
don't,
stopped 38 on the Lakers
but what I'm saying is Muggs still
with a
don't
game winner.
Muggs still don't believe in the Bulls, and I think that'll last all season. You've usually got that year. Like, let's be real. Like, there was a point last year we were like, it's Chris Paul, it's Devin Booker. I don't really believe that they're gonna go to the NBA Finals.
I saw Chris Paul in a young, less aggressive version of Kobe, and I was like, yeah, they're gonna go far. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
I
but NBA Finals,
I believed it. I didn't think he was gonna win though. And I don't think it's Chris Paul's fault. I think it's Booker's fault.
yeah. It's just one of those where, like, I looked at Utah
Hot
Watson
take.
is still on Toronto. I'm glad I said Buddy name. I'm glad I said Buddy name the right way. Because real talk, all I could think of, hey, somebody, hold up, I have to make this now. I'm about to say somebody, I have to make this because Kanye got that song with a beat drop, Junior Watanabe on that. You gotta time the dunk up with the Kanye track off of Donda.
I'm losing the reference.
The one off of Donda, the record off Donda. What is it? Pretty Mitch, let him hit. Junior
Okay.
Watanabe on that. Oh, you gotta time that one up. I'm gonna make that happen. Don't worry about it. But nah, it's I like you said, it's a popularity contest. As much as we love DeMar, the NBA don't believe in us.
There's better storylines, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's not believe. It's just better storylines.
Yeah,
Like, hey, Steph Curry, a top seed in the West without his partner in crime,
yeah.
breaks the 3-point record. I mean, he's having statistically his worst
Oh,
season
Steph,
shooting.
That's right. He broke the 3-point. He won the MVP that night in New York.
Yeah, like real
He
talk.
won the MVP that night.
Like
that's
real.
that's like LaMelo winning Rookie of the Year when Anthony Edwards missed half the season. Like,
Hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Hey, y'all, listen. It's been fun rocking with you all. If you all want us to keep this going, let us know. Don't matter. We're still gonna do it
I
anyway.
was gonna say we're gonna do it anyway.
This was fun. We get to talk about this, and I promise you, it's gonna pick up. It's gonna pick up because we definitely gonna bring more energy. It's
Hey,
just
dog.
early in the morning, dog.
Hey, listen. I brought the energy, baby. I was ready. I've been up since 4 a.m. I brought the energy, baby. You
Okay.
gotta get better coffee.
Well, I also got kids.
Me too.
That's
And mine
sleep.
cries in the middle of the night.
That's sleep. I'm making excuses at this point.
Yeah, I know.
But hey, listen. Still drinking this coffee. It looks like we got the same mug going on here too.
A little bit. Hey, you shop at Target as well?
Target, you say? Target. I gotta run, y'all. I gotta get ready.
Kid
But it's
getting
been
ready
fun,
to get up
y'all.
out of here, man. I'm gonna be rocking with y'all for another 40 minutes. Kids, stay safe out there, all right, my boy?
My boy.
All right, I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna be rocking with y'all for another 40 minutes, man. That screen zoomed in real far, didn't it? But I'm in the building. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. This is the thing we love, and we want to let y'all know. Listen, we wanted to have this moment where we can get y'all involved as well. We wanted to wait till it was later in the day because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. At 6:00 in the morning, if you calling in, I'm gonna need you to do something with your life. But the phone lines are open on the Contender side. If you guys want to break down anything that we kind of talked about today, if you want to come with a different topic, if you want to talk about some of the different things that we saw today, I think that this show has been good for the for what we're trying to do. Call into the show 855-908-5668. The phone lines are open, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. Let's look at this Bears and Vikings game tonight, man. The interesting thing that I'm looking at coming into tonight is, let me throw this here. How do you justify wins moving forward? That's going to be the biggest thing that the Bears have to worry about tonight, especially looking at the Vikings coming in. How do you justify wins moving forward? How do you feel about wins moving forward? Because I'm going to be honest with you right now. We got a tough decision to make tonight, dog. Like, it's not an easy decision because y'all got to understand, like, there's sponsors that pay us for doing Bears post game. There's sponsors that pay us for doing, different drop-ins and things like that. And I'm gonna read off a sponsor real quick in a second here. But tonight is a night where we're coming in, and normally we would do Bears post because Bears is the biggest story. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Houston's been winning. The Bulls are rolling. They're still without a few pieces. Like, this is not. Oh my God, this is crazy. This is an easy one to do. Call tonight. So call into the show, man. Let me know what y'all think we should do tonight. Should we be doing Bulls tonight or Bears? Should we be doing Bulls tonight or Bears? I want to get this read in real quick, man. Want to let you guys know these days it can be hard to find and hire the right candidates for your small business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs made it easier to find the people you want to talk to faster and for free. Now, I'm going to be real with you. LinkedIn is one of those spots where, to me, if you want to look more professional, if you want to look like you're in a get yourself in front of those bigger names, LinkedIn is the best spot to do that. LinkedIn is the spot that absolutely can show your resume to those people and will put you in a position for you to be the most successful very, very quickly. You can create free job posts in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience. Use screening questions to get your role in front of only the most qualified. Then use simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. That's why small business rates LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Wendy. That's linkedin.com/Wendy to post your job for free. Terms and conditions may apply. How are we justifying what the Bulls do or what the Bears do? How are we talking about what the Bears do moving forward? Are we talking about it as, I think we're past the point where if they win, we're talking about them as a team that is, I think if they win, we're past the point where we talk about them as a team that keeps their head coach if they win. So at this point, to me, and I said it on air, it's the most Bears thing I could see them do. Go out and watch them win the next 4 games. Got a super chat from Bear Forever. He says the worst place to be as a Bears fan is this is the worst place to be as a Bears fan. It's one thing to be upset at a Bears performance. I've gotten to the point where I've stopped caring whether they win or not, and I hate it. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I said call into the show and let us know, man, because it's honestly like I remember where no matter what was happening, no matter what the game was that night, Bears was what we were doing because football was the big draw. And now it's not. Like now there's Bulls tonight. And y'all love getting the live calls of the Bulls. I love doing the live calls of the Bulls. And we might be over. We might bump Bears for Bulls tonight. Legitimately. And like I said, there's sponsors that pay us to do those games, those post-game shows. And if I'm being honest, why? Like, it's not entertaining. It's not good for the show. It's not good. Like, I'm not going to come on there every single week and just say, hey, guys, listen, I know these guys suck, but guess what? We're going to continue sucking. Like, that's crazy to me that we're here. It sucks, but it's crazy to me that we're here. Let's go out to the phones, man. Going out to the 773. We got Shay on the line. Shay, what's good,
man,
my boy?
I just want to say, man, hey, you know I didn't mean no harm by yesterday, right?
Oh yeah, bro, you good?
I meant it in all funny games, man.
Bro,
funny games,
good.
man.
Don't trip
But
on that. You're good.
But honestly, I'm gonna keep it real, man. Like whatever you feel like you want to do, whether it be the Bears or the Bulls, I think you should do that. But as for the Bears, I feel like this, man. Look, we was bad with the Cubs for a long time, and we was bad, and we was kind of bad with the Chicago Bulls for a long time.
Yeah.
Now it got better. Eventually, it will get better as the time goes on. We just in a little bit of a funk right now.
Yeah.
So I look at it like this. On the real note, as time, it can only get better, man. It can't get no worse than this. And then no, on some real shit though. It can only get better, and only that who knows?
Yeah.
The Bears may look at how the Bulls did it and may want to fire their GM and maybe bring in a good one, and hey, it might turn it all around. Who knows?
Yeah. Hey, man, I
Yeah.
hope so. I hope you're right, dog. But that's just, appreciate you for always calling in and tuning in and rocking with me, Shay, as always, man. Stay safe out there, all right, my boy?
Always, man. Anytime, man.
No, I'm not going to lie. That was the epitome of it. That was the perfect call for it because it's like, we're just looking for answers. It's like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Like that was the perfect way for it to be described. That was the perfect breakdown of what the Bears have driven us to. When would we ever before say like Anthony says here, he says, I'm still watching the Bears game. watching the Bulls game on the tablet, real facts. It's more frustrating than entertaining. If we're competitive, it would be different. Facts. If we were even competitive, it would be completely different. If we were even competitive, Bears would be this topic today. Bears would be who we're breaking down. Bears would be where we'd be looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now I'm going into this game tonight where I'm like, I'm probably going to do the Bulls live call because it's a more entertaining game. It's going to do more for the channel. It's going to help us move closer to our dream. The Bears, if anything, are taking us the other direction. Plus, we're going to break it down in the morning because we're going to be doing this. We hope y'all enjoyed this, man. I don't know how many people have stuck around for the full thing. I think Cornelius has been here for the entire show, man. Actually, he has because he was talking boxing. We were on Jake Paul early. Man, I hope y'all enjoyed this, man. We're going to be doing this Monday through Friday, the morning breeze. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Let's go back out to the phones. We got James on the line, man. James, I need a little help, man. What should I do tonight? Bears or Bulls, man?
All Bulls, all the way. And I'm gonna tell you why. Cause you say you're looking for answers. Well, I got an answer. Take a grenade and blow the whole Bulls organization, the Bears organization up. That's my answer. Look, I'm gonna just keep it simple. All right. There's nothing to watch. Nothing entertaining. Justin Fields, he's great, but it's bigger than Justin Fields right now. Okay. Nagy needs to go be a high school coach, do something. Ryan Pace, I believe, should go. But 2 playoff appearances in 7 years, they ain't gonna get it done. All right, but he ain't gonna go because the crypt keeper known as the Virginia thinks he's cute, so he probably gonna stay for a while. There's nothing to watch, okay? But I don't want to talk about the Bears right now because they're irrelevant to me right now.
Yeah.
Last night, it felt so good to see the Bulls again, man. It felt so good after a week off. And I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that dude. But for when that whole outbreak was going on, not saying anything, I was feeling a whole lot of hate coming from the National Basketball Association because it felt like for a second that it was just us that was getting hit, and I was like, kind of funny how we beat the brakes off. We ran New York. Billy D, Coach of the Month, DeMar DeRozan Player of the Week, and this happens. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But yet, year 19, and Russell Westbrook get hit with the protocol, they come back the next day. Didn't make any sense.
You called him year 19.
Yeah. Well, but hopefully this protocol, the blessing in disguise will be a blessing in disguise. Our players get healthy. You know, DeMar DeRozan, his battery is charged. Caruso healed up his hamstring.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Levine is gonna come out firing all cylinders and we'll pick up where we left off. And I'm looking forward, and hopefully we go through the season with maybe a couple speed bumps, but nothing major.
I'm with you, dog. I'm with you. I think the Bulls are in a great position. James, I appreciate you for calling into the show, man. I love that fire early in the morning, getting into them Bears, the crypt keeper, year 19. He's coming with some bars on the first live show, dog, on the first morning show. Hey, James, definitely call back in, my boy. Stay safe out there.
You too.
All right, man. Dog, he came in with some bars on that one. I'm not even mad at him. As far as the NBA, you know what? The NBA was slow to act on a lot of things, not just with the Bulls. I think that we felt it the most because the Bulls are our team. We love them. We want to see them be able to continuously come out and compete. But the NBA was slow to react on postponing games in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even just for the Bulls. Like, I think we all were kind of to the point where we were like, well, if the Bulls are getting hit with health and safety protocol, shouldn't other teams not play us? Like, aren't they at risk there as well? Like, to me, that's the problem that I had with it. It's like, you guys are taking your time on this, but you're also taking your time on this at a time where other teams could get infected, and now you do have an outbreak throughout the league. That's on the NBA. The NBA definitely reacted way too slow on that, man. Way too slow. Let's go out to Steve out in the 872. Steve, what's going on?
Yo, bro, what's good, bro?
How you feeling, man?
I'm good on this good morning. Just hearing some good sports talk.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
man.
man.
Appreciate it, man.
I've been hearing about these Bears. I've been watching for a while. I'm Steve-O Speaks in his chat.
Oh, okay, Steve-O. I see you, my boy.
Yeah. So, like the last caller said, just blow it up. Just blow it up.
Yeah.
That's why I just tell everybody, you got to realize we had the same president and CEO, Ted Phillips, since 1999. It's been 22 years, bro. Let it go.
Yeah.
It starts from the top. That's what people need to realize. It starts from the top. If you don't have a winning identity or a winning mindset at the top, everything else is going to fail. From GM, from president, whatever, coaching, players, it don't matter. You got a team owners that don't want the team. They just got it because they're a part of the family. You can look it up. They literally said they don't even, once he dies, they don't even want it. Sorry to say that, but they don't want it.
Yeah.
So once that happens, do the right thing, sell the team. You don't want to put this is not what you want.
Yeah.
This is not your calling. This is not what you like. Give it to somebody that likes it. Get somebody that's that passion. Clearly it's not. So yeah, bro, me personally, I want to say I'm a Bears fan for life, but I done gave up on the Bears until they blow it up. I don't, there's no point of watching, we could do this. No, blow it up. I want to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's what I want to win a Super Bowl. I don't care about playoffs. I don't care. Let's win a Super Bowl. So my opinion, I will watch the Bears. I will watch the Bulls and the Rockets easily.
Dog, and I think that's where I'm leaning, dog. I think that's where I'm leaning. It's so crazy. It's like the Bears are a staple of the city, and I appreciate you for calling in, Steve, as always, man. Appreciate you, Steve-O.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Stay safe out there, man. Dog, it's wild to me that this is we're this apathetic about the team. That we're to the point where we have lost faith in our team so much. We've lost. There is no hope with this team. This team is going to continue to struggle. This team is going to continue to be an issue. This team is not going to improve. This team is not going to I really think they're going to come out and win these last 4 games. And I know that there's no reason found again. You know the only reason I think it is because it screws you a little bit more. It's the Bears being the Bears. Now, do wins help Justin Fields, make him look nice, and maybe your offensive line is looking better? Yes. At that point, that maybe you feel better about it. But I'm going to be honest with you. I would rather come on here tonight and talk about a team that's winning. I would much rather come on here tonight, do the live call, enjoy myself tonight. Even if the Bulls don't win, you know what? At least I know they're going to come out and be competitive. Hopefully. We did lose to Houston last time. Hopefully. I have no faith in what this Bears team has going the rest of the season. I have no faith in this team. I have no faith in anything that Chicago remotely is doing out of that building. And on top of that, they've been hit horribly with COVID. And so now they're not even in a position to put the best team on the field. Let's go out to the 602 and talk to Anthony, man. Anthony, what should I do, man? Bears or Bulls?
Bro, I think it's almost like a no-brainer. They kind of have to go with the Bulls game. Just like I was saying earlier, they're just more competitive. They're funner to watch. I mean, almost kind of keep the Bears in the background and you want on the radio if you want. But
legit,
with all the COVID issues we're having, bro, like Jalen Johnson's out, our 2 cornerbacks are out, coaches are gone. This could be fucking real brutal tonight.
Yeah. Oh, it could get ugly quick, dog. It could get real ugly real quick, and that's the toughest part about it.
I know.
Go ahead.
No, well, I came, Christmas, we came to New Mexico to visit some family, and my father-in-law is a Vikings fan. So he's unfortunately eager to watch the game tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm a little stuck. But that's why I said I have my Bulls game on the tablet.
Yeah, that's the tough part too. Like if you got the family member that wants to root against you, but you don't even like it's that one family member where you're like, especially with the Vikings, like we've dominated them for what ever since Nagy's been here, we've dominated the Vikings. So you've talked so much trash to them, probably, and at this point now it's just like I got nothing left.
Yeah. It is. He's like, nah, it's my turn to feast, son.
Yeah. And so now but I'll say this, at a minimum, here's the thing, right? I really do think this because it's so Bears. I think the Bears will win tonight. I don't know how, but I think the Bears will win tonight. So this is the thing. If they win, you literally get to kill this guy. Because there's no reason your team should lose.
I wouldn't mind it just in the fact that, like, we have to win to not give the Giants, like, 2 top 10 draft picks. I mean, just for that purpose alone. Like, yeah. Like, that's just going to be brutal. I mean, I love
waste them,
but
they'll waste them. It doesn't matter. You hope you got your quarterback. I still think it's a good trade. This season just sucks, man. Anthony, appreciate you for calling in, man.
Stay good, man.
Hey, stay safe out there, bro. Nah, that's the only thing you got. If you got a family member that's talking trash, that's a Vikings fan that you've been trashing the entire time, probably, that's all you got. That's all you got now, dog. Legit, Baki said, I only watched the Bears. Shout out to Baki for pulling up. I only watched the Bears for Justin Fields. That's it. I know Roquan Smith is good. I know that Jalen Johnson is going to be good. He's not even playing tonight. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I want to see if Justin is playing. And I want to see, or if Justin is playing well, and I want to see if Tevin Jenkins can play. Those are the only 2 players I care about tonight. Those are the only 2 players I care about tonight. And that sucks. Dog, that sucks so bad, man. That's tough. That's tough. That we're here. My God. Monty, but James, I know Monty's good. James Lee commented and he said, Monty, I know Monty's good. I don't need to see it. Darnell Mooney, maybe. But there's nothing that the Bears bring into tonight to me that is an attractive draw. Kirk Cousins versus Justin Fields, that's a draw. I love Justin. I love Justin. I'm glad he's here. Here's the problem. He's been up and down. He's had good games. He's had bad games. Which game are you going to get? Matt Nagy's calling plays. Matt Nagy's doing play calling. Which game are you going to get? That's the part that's tough. That's the part. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm scared for Justin's life tonight. I'll probably have it down here on one of the second screens or something like that. But I'm legitimately scared for Justin's life tonight. Matt Nagy's back calling plays. And so to me, like, I literally woke up this morning. I was doing the, what's it called? I was making coffee, getting some stuff together for the live show, stuff like that. And I was just like, I don't want to, like, I'm to the point, I don't want to talk about the Bears because I know it's depressing. Like, I got to do it, especially now with us doing this. We need content every day. But I don't want to talk about the Bears. I don't want to talk about Monday Night Football tonight, and I'm going to have to do it tomorrow. I don't want to talk about how the Bears screwed up. I don't want to talk about how Matt Nagy still sucks. I don't want to talk about is Ryan Pace going to be fired, because guess what? It's the same story every single year. Just change the names. Swap Matt Nagy out to Mark Trestman, and swap Ryan Pace out to Phil Emery. I get sick of talking about it, man. I really do. I really do, my boy. It's wild. And Tevin Jenkins may be a plus. Tevin Jenkins might be a guy but even him, I'm watching him to see if he's fragile or not. I'm watching him to see if the back's going to hold up. I'm not even worried about his technique yet. I just want to see if he's going to be healthy enough to play. That's sad that we're here, dog. Hey, listen, we're going to take one more quick break, come out and close out the show, man. I appreciate everybody who's been rocking with us so far, man. This is a daily thing, man. This is a daily thing. I'll be back on the other side of the break just to break down some of what we got coming up today and tomorrow, and just moving forward throughout the week. It's your boy, Pat the Designer. I'll be back in a minute. The Bulls, to me, and maybe this is the first time I'm saying it on here, and this is why you have to make a move before the break and go for it. The Bulls, to me, absolutely have the makings of a championship roster. 100%. They have a championship roster right now. But you have to add to it because these other teams also have that championship level roster. So it's not just about having a championship roster. It's also about, do you have enough to beat the other teams with a championship roster? And right now, I don't know if the Bulls have that. Right now, I don't know if the Bulls have that. Because I'll tell you this right now, and we're going to talk about this on the live show. By the way, we will be live tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. For all of you people that are up early going into work, tune into the show, man. The Morning Breeze starts tomorrow. We're going to be live every week, Monday through Friday. And we're going to be breaking this down. But when Kyrie Irving comes back to the NBA, I've said this all year. It's Brooklyn's league, and the rest of us are in it. Now, there's going to take some time for him to get acclimated. Of course, now he's dealing with the health and safety protocols. There's going to be some time with that. But if we continue to do that, if we continue down that path where one day he comes back, then we're in a position where Kyrie Irving is the key to unlocking Brooklyn. And if they're fully healthy, and at this point, it doesn't even matter. We've sat here all season and talked about the struggle that James Harden is going to have. We've talked about all season, like, he can't do it. They're not going to win a championship. James Harden is not a factor anymore if Kyrie Irving is 100% healthy. Now, of course, there's still the fact that I say that we've never seen Kyrie 100% healthy. The one time we saw him healthy, he helped win a championship. Yeah, I'm saying. But to me, that's the biggest thing that the Bulls have going for them. The unknown of Kyrie. But now you have to add to your roster because he's back. So if he's healthy, if he's playing along with Kevin Durant, who's been dominating the NBA, the league is theirs. Let's not get it twisted. Golden State, okay. I love it. I love what Steph is doing. I love how they're playing defense. But the league is theirs. And I hate to say it like that. So now you have to figure out, how do you improve your roster to get to the point where the league isn't theirs? How do you get to the point where like I said, championship roster is already here, adding to a championship roster to make it more of a championship roster when it's 100% healthy? We've seen a lot of championship rosters get beat. A lot of them. Shaq and Penny had a championship roster, got beat. Scottie Pippen and them boys, when he was in Portland, had a championship roster, got beat. You know what I'm saying? We've seen a lot of consistent championship rosters get beat. Championship level rosters get beat by better championship. How do we get to that point? So now you're looking at who can you add to this team. And AK told you he's still going to add. Welcome back into the Morning Breeze, man. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Daily morning show, man. This is the first day that we've been able to do it, man. Started it off literally. This thing started as a, oh my God, I can't believe we're gonna do this. I mean, literally, we planned to do this last Monday. We walked in. I called Kidd. I said, "Would you do a daily show?" He said yes. I said, "How do we do it?" He said, "We just get on there and do it." We sat down, went through the week. We wanted to have it where it was on dual streaming, where we could do it via YouTube and do it via audio app so that you guys could listen to us as well. We're hoping to build all of that out and have that ready for you coming in the coming year. But man, it was just it was awesome to have the first day. I mean, we had so many people in here. Shout out to you, Vern. Vern pulled up. Congrats. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate everybody. Like, for y'all to rock with your boy on the first day, especially when we're talking more of a national, mixed in with Chicago. You know, I think we did a pretty good job of mixing them both in there, but talking more of a national feel, talking more, you know, Kyrie, KD, you know what I'm saying? We talked about Ben Simmons for some time, talking about Jake Paul. Like, if you guys missed any of the show, man, go back and listen to the full thing. Probably have it on podcast platform as well. Probably drop some clips as well. So be on the lookout for all of that. But to me, like, the ability to do this, the ability to be here every day, to break down live news, to break down the things that you guys are talking about in other groups that you're talking about around the league that you're talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's awesome, man. So only thing I ask is that y'all let people know about the show. Y'all share the content, y'all share the videos, share the clips. We're gonna have clips and stuff dropping as well. So if y'all could just share that stuff up, man, that to me is the biggest help that I could ever hope for. And just spread the word that there's a new morning show on the block that's killing it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm sure I don't know how many of y'all are blue collar in here. If y'all blue collar in here, let me know. But I'm from that blue collar. You know what I'm saying? I'm a journeyman electrician. I woke up early and did the wake up at 4 to leave the house at 5 to be to work at 6. And sports talk radio was just so dry and so bland and nobody cared. And you had something playing just to get into work because you were bored and you wanted to have something there and you wanted to hear something. Like, I want to build something that's different. I want to build something that's entertaining. I want to build that kind of Pat McAfee style show where, yeah, you can tune in and watch it for a little bit, but if you sit there and listen to it, you're entertained by it. And Vern asking, y'all still doing every Bulls pre and post? Yes. Nothing's getting dropped. Nothing's getting dropped. Now tonight, we like I said, we had the whole conversation about Bears or Bulls. If there's a conflicting night like that, we might end up missing a Bulls game or a Bears game, depending on it. But I mean, this is pretty much it. But nothing's getting dropped. We're still doing all of our Chicago content. If news drops, I'm still gonna hop on live with y'all. I'm still gonna break down different topics. We're still gonna, but this is something that we really wanted to add because we feel like it's adding an element to the show, and honestly, we feel like it's the thing that's going to be able to take us to that next step, man. The thing that's going to be able to take us to that point where we're able to compete with the ESPNs, or we're able to compete with the 670 The Scores, where we're able to compete with the, you know, whatever that big network is, NBC Sportsnet and stuff like that, where they're going to have to look at us as an established thing. And I think we're already at that point, but I think that we'll be able to get to the next level by adding this show. And so, listen, I think we covered a lot of good stuff today, man. I think we broke down some great topics, and we're going to keep doing that every day of the week, Monday through Friday. You're going to get our real reaction. You know what I'm saying? First day, Kidd was dead. You know what I'm talking about? You know, Kidd was like, my dad texted me too. He was like, tell P.kidd to pick up the energy. And I was like, it is 6 o'clock in the morning. That's all the energy I'm gonna get from him today. But he's gonna be all right. For me, this was kind of like getting reacclimated to a schedule I already did. Y'all know how I shot the show. You know, I'd wake up early, record the video, edit the video, go to work, post the video at work, come home, record another. You know, y'all know how I did. So for me, this was more of a I'm able to come back and do or I'm getting back on a routine that I already had. For Kidd, this is new. I don't know. It's probably been since Kidd worked construction that he got up at the crack of dawn like that. So it's been a little bit of time, but no, we really appreciate y'all. Everybody who came through. And I mean, we had people that stuck around for the full 3 hours. We had some people that popped up just for the, just when they woke up. That's what this is. This is the morning show, man. The morning breeze, and this is gonna be something that's gonna take us to that next level. And I appreciate everybody who's pulled up and tuned in with us, man. I really do. Tomorrow, we're gonna break down Monday Night Football. We're gonna see what's going on in the NBA. We're going to talk. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to talk some Bears. We're gonna have to talk some Bears. We're gonna talk Vikings. We're gonna talk how this NFC is breaking down. Did you do the Bulls post game? Yeah, we did one last night, bro. And we're gonna be talking about how this NFC is breaking down, what teams are really making moves. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna cover just about everything. The one thing that this show will not be, I told Kidd coming into it, and I told a lot of the other people that we're working with this. I refuse to talk about LeBron James, and I refuse to talk about the Dallas Cowboys every single day, because y'all know, y'all watching the same show. Y'all watching the same shows I watch. Y'all know how to every single day. What did LeBron do? What didn't LeBron do? What did Dak Prescott do? What didn't Dak Prescott do? Are the Cowboys going to win a Super Bowl? Are they not going to win a Super Bowl? Are the Lakers going to win a championship? Are they not going to win a championship? That's just 6 topics every single day. That will not be this show. That much I can guarantee. That much I can 110% guarantee. But no, I think that we got a good foundation to work with. I think we're working from a good place. I think that we have an amazing fan base. You guys, man, you guys come out and you show support for a lot of the stuff that we do. The fact that we have had, I mean, I think at a peak we had like almost 60 people in here. That's crazy. That's crazy. So again, I appreciate all the love that you guys have shown us, man. I appreciate all of the love. Yeah, Steve-O says, sounds like First Take. No, that's all it is. First Take, first things first. Yeah, I'm saying Skip and Shannon. That's all it is. They just changed the voices on it. On First Take, you get, it's blasphemous that LeBron would do that. On Skip and Shannon, you get Skip. Why would LeBron come out and do that? That's all it is. But at least coming in tonight, we will be live for Bulls live call. I think that's what we're rolling with, y'all. We'll be live for Bulls live call and Bulls post game. So stay tuned in for that. I'll let you guys know as well, just kind of tweeting out and stuff like that. So follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff, man, because I'll be keeping an eye on kind of who are the people we're going to get back today, because I think we should get a couple more people back out of the health and safety protocols possibly. So that would be cool. But no, I just I think that this is going to be an interesting night. Bulls going up against Houston. I like the matchup for the Bulls. I think the Bulls are going to be able to come out of this game with a dub, especially with Vooch playing the way he has been playing, and with DeMar dominating how he's been dominating, and Lonzo knocking down shots, man. So I think there's another dub for the Bulls coming off of back-to-back. It's going to be tough, though, because, I mean, Houston hasn't played since Saturday, so they're rested. you're coming in. You just went through a dogfight with the Lakers. Houston has a place on Saturday, so they're rested. So you're hoping that we get a good performance out of both of them there. And then what else? And then we'll be live for the post game, and then we'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning as well, man. Listen, like I said, Monday through Friday, let your people know, let your friends know, all of that it's a new sports talk show, a new morning show in town that's killing it. Monday through Friday, we'll be live with you guys bright and early tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. As always, man, listen. Derek Taylor, what'd he say? Tired of the Nagy talk, tired of trade Kobe talk. Let's appreciate our city's teams. Bears will be good after they put the pieces around Justin Fields. Go Bears, go Bulls. I mean, we can be tired of it, but unfortunately, they're bad. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you though, Derek. I appreciate you though. Hey man, we'll be live with y'all tomorrow. Like I said, man, as always, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again to continue watching all of our content, man. Check the links in the description below, or just stick around and we'll see y'all in a little bit, man. Hey, yo, Chicago, hey, world, y'all stay safe out there, man. Peace.